All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Sets here on Capcom Fighters. It's going to be another juicy one. We keep bringing you guys excellent exhibitions only in the place of Capcom Fighters. And of course, we always like to bring the banter, the interviews, as well as the GGs. Now, of course, I'm going to be your host once again tonight, Jammerz. And alongside me, they are here. I hope they finished laughing, because they were laughing about something a minute ago before I had to start. But it looks like they're going to continue laughing. My minions apparently are so excited that I kept him on the job that they're just going to laugh about it and sing their praises. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight? Olvaha?
Fantastic as always. Fantastic as always, man. This set is going to be interesting because both of these characters aren't really the most popular, and I feel like both of these characters have been buffed during the course of this game kind of constantly. They've both received pretty good buffs. So I'm interested, first of all, seeing the set, but I'm also interested in hearing their thoughts about their character, the current status, and how they think they're gonna receive any, changes in the upcoming patch.
That's interesting.
You know, I'd like to say, Jammerz,
Go for it.
I know you're disappointed that I laughed as we came in to the show, but what you must understand is that you are a very funny guy, and Olvaha is a very funny guy. Sorry, he's over there. And you made very good jokes as we were waiting to get onto the show. And when I finally stopped myself from laughing, you mentioned that I had previously laughed, and that was like the peak comedy. And I just bursted again. I'm so sorry, Jammerz, but I am here, ready to support both you and my brother Olvaha, Team ESL. I'm not that excited. I'm super excited. Let's go. Woo!
Okay. So obviously Olvaha did mention it before about two characters that aren't really popular. We'll get onto the popularity question in just a minute. First and foremost, I've got to make sure we're all on the same page here, because someone's going to ask, someone's going to troll me, but I'm going to indulge you and tell you anyway. Richard, give them the general schedule, the run of show. Tell them how this works. This is how things work on this show. It's been going on for over a year now, and if you don't know how it works, well, I'm going to assist you just this once. I'm going to assist you just this once. For the first 15 minutes, we are going to do that general talk about things with the upcoming CPT finale, talk about maybe hopes and wishes for the upcoming patch, just a general talk about Street Fighter V in general, as well as catch up on some other things as well. And then later down the line, at 1:30 PST, 9:30 GMT, or a little bit after that, we're going to bring our lovely guests into the chat room. And we do have some colourful guests. We've got some bright guests today, and it's going to be the platform to defend themselves, because I don't like any of their characters, so I'm giving them a podium to try and convince me. It's going to be interesting. But yes, please join us for the interview, because I can't wait to hear what these guys have to say about their respective characters. And of course, at 2 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. GMT, maybe a little bit earlier, we are going to have the first to 10 between our lovely guests on the show, which we can smoothly transition into the next part, which is the fight card, if Richard does have it. Hey, he done it this time round. Fantastic. Do their job in the back. Yes, we are going to have Soundboi going up against EndingWalker, one of the hot topics in the past couple of months. And of course, if I'm going to go for a clickbait title, a YouTube title, he is the best Ed in Europe. And right now, Soundboi is the best Cody in Europe. Most active, of course. There are a few, but in my personal books, I like Soundboi's Cody over most of them. Now, of course, as well, some people did wonder, why is there a silhouette there? Because we did ask EndingWalker if he wanted to provide a picture with us, but he said, I don't want to provide one, and we respect his wishes. So anyone who does want to feature on this show, just to make it clear, if you don't feel comfortable or you don't want to provide a picture for us to design your fight card, that is completely fine. We will just get the stream team to put a silhouette up there, or if they find a funny meme of you somewhere, they might do that instead. Who knows? Don't say I didn't warn you. But yes, these are going to be our lovely guests for tonight, of course. Now, I mean, we know these guys a fair bit. Obviously, they featured in, I think, both the UK CPTs for this past season, as well as they've been... They're not, I wouldn't say extremely vocal. They are vocal, but in their own right. I don't think they're as noisy as other people on social media. But if you do speak to them, like, they do have a lot to say about their characters, and they are extremely active in this scene. So, I mean, you must be looking forward to this one, Veggey, because of the characters, right? No Motion versus Level 2 Zonk. I bet you're raring to go to commentate that stuff, right?
I mean, you know what's interesting though, Jammerz, my bro? Let me tell you, what's interesting is, and also my bro, what is interesting is that with Cody, while he does have these EX moves that get us all riled up, he also has that great buttons, button placements. And if there's one thing I like about Soundboi and his like growth and his glow up, is the way he started placing buttons and how hard it became for people to whip punish him. So watching him play Cody is always a joy. Sure, there will be some level 2 EX songs that end up in like one round over already, all these kinds of things, but there will also be a lot of beautiful on point, on block spacing. I don't know what's going on with my camera, I'm sorry. And you know, all these things. And then we have EndingWalker, I feel is like embraced Ed to the fullest, where he knows that this is not a character I can keep pressing buttons. I'm going to press movement buttons, movement things to get close and then trap you. His strength is offense, and getting that offense started with a character that might not have an easy way to open up someone with a whip punish or something, but he gets in there either way. Like, he still gets in there, and his offense is very good. What's going on right now?
Now, I mean, well, while you sort out your camera or just get out of the shadow realm, I will just talk to Olvaha, because he mentioned a point before about popularity. I think, Olvaha, at this stage in the game, is it just purely because it's a very extremely focused, tight-knit community now, with the player base that remains? Is it just about popularity? Because there's a lot of strong characters that are not popular. You know, you're Poison. Maybe you're Cody as well.
Yeah.
Ed.
True.
Ed's probably at the bottom of the list in terms of popularity. The Shotos still stand up there. I think Luke is fairly popular amongst, you know, active and competitive players. I'm not sure about casual and average players. But, I mean, there's just a ton of characters that you don't really see. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on it in terms of popularity?
Well, my thoughts on the topic are, I think when Ed was released, if I do recall, I think he was pretty popular in the way that people were very interested in trying this character, which has kind of simplified special moves, especially the 3-button DP, 2-button DP, for example. But over the one button. Okay. Keep it under wraps. Anyway. But I feel like during the course of the game, they've released so many more interesting characters that, of course, someone like Ed, who is kind of, how would I say this, kind of mild in a lot of ways. I feel like he's kind of being kept under the wraps, so to speak, and like he's not obviously the most strongest character. I feel like Luke has a lot of things going that kind of Ed also has, so I think that's like a parallel in between. Like, those characters are kind of similar in some fashions. They have a good dash movement, for example, and, you know, good strong normals. So I feel like Luke has taken a lot what Ed has had before, but I could be the only one thinking like that. But what do you guys think? I
mean, Veggey, I mean, what about you in terms of popularity and the characters at this point being played? Like, what are your thoughts on the matter?
When it comes to oh, there it goes again. Sorry. When it comes to to Ed, I think that while you can feel like you get robbed a lot of the time when you play him because he hits so hard, what I like about Ed, even though you can get like frustrated and all these things, is that he's not just high reward, he's high risk, high reward. When he does these things that net him big damage, you could always counter that. That would also net you big damage. If he uses his charge V skill, you could have jumped that. If he uses his charge heavy punch, you could also have jumped that. So it's all about being in the mind of the Ed player and recognizing when they will do these big high risk, high reward moves, and then you can get your high reward by being ready for it. But then they'll have to mix that up. So he's a very, very like character that it's not that much about, oh, I'm great at controlling neutral space. It's all about, oh, I think he's thinking about this thing, so I'm gonna do this thing. Now he's thinking about that thing. So he's like a mix up from full screen, but high risk, high reward, while some other characters that are stronger than him are more mid risk, low risk, high reward. So even though we might get frustrated playing against Ed, there was always a big risk to the things that he did, which makes it kind of fine.
I mean, I don't know. You said get in the mind of an Ed player. I think that's one thing I'll never be able to. That's one thing I'll never be able to do, to be honest. Because obviously, I think people know my disdain for Ed on this show, or just in general, by now. But that's just me in general.
We do.
You know, we got to run through a couple of things before we get back on the topic and to get these guys in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, Capcom did announce that there was going to be an alternative because the cut got cancelled, and they did put out a statement. Not even a statement. They put out an announcement regarding what's going to be happening. So this is what it's going to be on your screen right now. The Capcom Pro Tour Season Final 2021. So these days, mark them down on your calendar if you do have some spare time and want to continue to watch high-level Street Fighter. From the 17th of February to the 20th, there will be exhibitions being played throughout, as well as a no-neutral 5v5. I literally have no information on the no neutral 5v5, so that's definitely a surprise. That's going to be interesting to see. I believe it's going to be Rob's team going up against Brian F's team. However, they're going to sort that out. It's going to be interesting. That's going to be on February the 17th. And then from February the 18th down to the 20th, it should be exhibitions being played throughout the days. Now, I believe if we go to the next slide, all the players that qualified for the Cup or won their respective tournaments in the CPT Online, they are going to be participating in these exhibitions. Outside of that, I don't know anything else. So that is going to be pretty interesting, and probably because of this, I don't know. I mean, this is hypothetical at this point. Maybe we might get the final patch earlier. Earlier than March, who knows? I mean,
it's interesting.
What are you guys feeling? Are you guys looking forward to the season final?
I am, and I'm also looking forward to the patch notes and everything. I really want to see what's gonna be changed. Of course, like there could be good surprises, bad surprises. We all have to be kind of mentally ready for that. So I don't know, but I'm honestly, as a commentator and a spectator of the game, I am very interested, but also I'm worried for my own characters, so we'll see what happens, man.
You're playing Balrog, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Wait, Olvaha, do you even have a character at this point? I feel like you're a man without a country in the sense of characters.
Wow.
That's
really?
what I feel. And I'm not saying that as a mean thing. I just feel like you have no home anymore when it comes to characters.
Well, that sounds kind of cool when you say that like that. I sound like a bad, like cool mercenary or something.
No,
you say that like a man without a country.
No, you don't, because you can't even do one combo. You can't do a combo, so you're not a man without a country.
I can.
No,
What? I can.
Like,
this man is slandering me on a live stream. I can.
He cannot do a combo. He can't even use Balrog.
You know who can do a combo? And who can use Balrog?
Yeah.
The guy with the blurry camera.
Right. So in the meantime, you can try and sort yourself out because we can't even see you straight. Like, this guy's absolutely fantastic. All right. So that is more or less what's going to be happening. So make sure you follow Capcom Fighters on their Twitter account at Capcom Fighters on Twitter. And then there'll probably be more announcements and more, things coming up, building up towards the exhibitions. But of course, do keep an eye out for that. It's going to be interesting to see. Now, I believe we have just about run out of time for this, so we can actually get our guests in the call. Richard, are they good to go? Are we allowed to get them in? Let me find out the gentlemen are in here and we can start chatting with them, because I am very curious to hear their thoughts on a lot of things regarding themselves, their characters, whoever, whatever. We need to get this rolling. Right, so Soundboi, EndingWalker, can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, load it clear.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the show. Obviously, Soundboi, I've been trying to get you on here for about 8 months now.
Yeah, work just keeps getting in the way, unfortunately, but here I am. I'm very humble to still be invited, you know?
Yeah, don't worry. You were on my radar for quite some time, but it's good that we got you on it. And of course, EndingWalker, you have been on a lot of people's lips for quite some time now, and your name has been buzzing in my ear for quite some time. So we had a deliberation and we said, let's bring the boy on, because he's had a great, I think you've had a great year. I want to go as far as a year.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people want to see you more and hear your opinion, so it was great to have you on here. So thank you very much for joining us. So in this segment of the show, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it before, we ask you guys a couple of questions and have a general chat about Street Fighter V amongst other things. We want you guys to have your say. I'm giving you the podium to defend your characters now, because you can't do it in my Twitch chat. So
it's not the first to 10 now, Jammerz?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
We talk to them
just
first,
checking.
you know?
Just gotta check, yeah,
how to make friends. You ever got them? You ever got any friends, Veggey? No?
Not that many.
Clearly
I mean,
not.
I have my wife and my son. That's
That's
it.
all
I'm
you
his
need.
friend. I'm his friend.
And Olvaha, Brovaha, as I call him.
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry.
let me ask these guys questions. All right, so firstly, I want to clear something up with EndingWalker. Where did you get your name from? I have a feeling I know where it's from, but I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. So would you like to enlighten people on where you got your name from?
I know one thinks it was Final Fantasy, but it was actually from Minecraft.
Right, see, I told you, this is why we had to ask him, because everyone would have thought it was Final Fantasy. Right, why did you get that name from Minecraft? Where on earth does that pop up in Minecraft?
Because I liked the Enderman characters. And I don't know where I got the Walker part from, but I just thought the name sounded cool. So I just kind of mixed that.
Okay, fair.
It's like day one.
I promise you, because everyone saw your name, they said, "Hey, he's played the expansion. He's really." I said, "No, he hasn't played the game."
I've had this name forever.
Okay, fair. No, I'm glad we got that cleared up. Wait, did you ever find Minecraft fun? Please, I find that game boring.
I did, yes.
Oh,
and I still do.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I find that game boring. Anyway, Soundboi, what about you? Where did your name come from?
So it started off as like a joke because I was like a serial name changer before anyone knew who I was. I had so many different names, but then we, like in our like little group of people that we train with, like I'm the youngest there, so they're like, "Oh, he's the boy." Like, do you know what I mean? Like I always get that. And then in Scotland, I don't know if it is in other parts of the UK. To be honest, I don't think it is. But if you call somebody Sound, it means like they're cool. You're like, "Hey, he's Sound," you know. So we just put the two together. And it was like, "Oh, Soundboi." And we were laughing about it. And I used it as my name with no intention of actually keeping it. But then everyone figured out who I was because I started competing with it. And I was like, "Oh, I can't change it now because everyone knows me by it." Now I've been stuck with this name for 3 years.
Okay. Now, just quickly, when was your big boom in the FGC, Soundboi? Was it when you fought Gamerby, or was it slightly before that? I'm pretty sure it was before that, wasn't it?
I don't know, because I would say that is mine, to be fair. Like that was my big break, was playing against Gamerby on stream, because I don't think anyone knew who I was, because before that I'd always played the game, but I stopped playing after season 1. I just stopped playing completely. And I came back for season 3, and I went to like a Newcastle local with the MQS runs. Shout out to that guy. And I did well there, and he basically encouraged me to compete, and I went to versus fighting right after, and then I went straight to versus fighting, and obviously played against Gamerby on stream. I think that was where people started to know me, you know?
Okay, because usually...
You should have won that set, by the way.
Well, we've all been saying that for a couple of years now.
Trust me, I have had nightmares about that set. Like, I still wake up in a sweat.
Do you know what? I can't remember, because we did have Gamerby over to stay at one of the production team's houses once. I think he actually admitted that to us in a conversation. Because someone said, "You fought a guy called Soundboi." He said, "Oh, I should have lost that." Some of these guys do openly admit when they've lost. Obviously, they got the clutch factor, but people do admit when they've lost the set.
I can't express to you how much worse that makes me feel.
Well, listen, it's a very harsh lesson to learn. I'm pretty sure you guys know about learning harsh lessons in the FGC. Now, going back to EndingWalker, because again, a lot of people don't really know about you. They know of your gameplay, and you know that you're very good at it, but first of all, was Street Fighter V your first fighting game? And what made you pick Ed?
I'll start with the second question. I picked Ed because I originally mained Ryu.
I knew it was another one. He was another one.
Yeah, I know. And I found Ed's moves are actually like normal-wise, are actually pretty similar to Ryu's. But I just preferred how much better Ed's pressure was to Ryu's, as well as like how much like more mobility he had, because obviously you can't just get zoned out.
Okay.
Whereas like if you're playing Dhalsim Ryu, it's just a matchup you can't do anything at all. But it doesn't really have a matchup like that. There's no matchup where he just can't do anything apart from like Birdie.
Oh, he's called you out, Veggey.
I don't know about can't, but
I mean, we could get onto that. But yeah, has Street Fighter V, or was Street Fighter V your first fighting game, or have you played fighting games before this one?
It's basically my first fighting game, yeah.
Okay, so I think you might have heard this before, or if you haven't, we're going to enlighten you now. You are, to me, you are a perfect player for someone who's come into fighting games through one game, and you've kind of embraced the game. Veggey mentioned this a couple of minutes ago. So because this was your first fighting game, like, you've basically kind of embodied this game. You understand the system, you're playing a very decent character, and you have a very good and very high level understanding. So I'm pretty sure you've heard this multiple times now. If you stick to fighting games for a couple years longer, the next Street Fighter game or the next fighting game you play, you could probably be even better than you are now. Because I think what people want to see from EndingWalker is how he does when he's not playing Street Fighter V. But that's something to consider in the future. I mean, has there been any other fighting game that's interested you? Or is it just that you love Ed in Street Fighter V?
Strive is fun, but it's also very hectic. But I think Street Fighter V is definitely my favorite fighting game.
Okay, fair. I like that. That's very interesting. Right, one question for Soundboi before I hand it over to my co-host there. Soundboi, you got to level with me, because I never asked you this when we talk on DMs in Twitter. When do you start charging Zonk? Do you charge it in the character select screen?
Okay, I'll be a real. So I've written this out before for people, and again in the sort of small group of people that I practice with, because that's how I've improved over the years. It's like a small group of 3-4 guys. I've written all this down, and some of it's a bit memey, but the actual truth is I hold Zonk for level 2 round start, so you can charge it literally as it's going round 1 fight, and I'll hold it then. For the most part, and basically if I secure a life lead and I really don't need the damage and stuff, like the dash check is more viable like, as a way to end the round, or it's more likely to happen, I'll stop holding it because I only hold it on jab. It's the only button I'll use life punch. And in other matchups I don't feel it's necessary at all. Like again, if I'm fighting like a character that's going to dash a lot, like I'm fighting like a Ken player and I recognize dash is already on the board, I'm not holding Zonk at all. I'm just going to sit and wait. So yeah, I charge it straight at the beginning, basically.
Okay. I mean, is that something amongst the Cody players that you got to charge it basically from the beginning? Oh my God, they played the Problem X versus Soundboi on the YouTube clip. That's fantastic. We're literally talking about this. We're literally talking about this not too long ago. It's fantastic.
We were just talking about every set of
yeah, I mean, does basically every Cody player charge from round start, or is it just depending on who you're fighting or what player you're going up against, Soundboi?
I would definitely say it's player preference, because the Cody, like, there's a Cody Discord, obviously, if people are part of character Discords. The Cody one's pretty good. Lots of questions are always asked. I'm normally around to answer them. I don't mind at all. But I feel like it's very much up to the player, because I really, really like having the damage available from the get-go when the dash is not really like as important to shut down super early, you know what I mean? But some people really, really prefer having all their buttons available. Some people don't even hold it at all. They only just go for EX Zonk when they want to skip neutral. I feel like for the most part it's become more common though. I think a lot of Codys hold it right at the beginning, because I've really tried to push my own agenda. Like, this is the best thing to do.
Okay, interesting.
Need the damage.
Nah, do you know what? I like it. I like hearing these answers from you guys. Veggey, you got any questions for the guys?
Yeah, I got a double question, one for both, because
for
since they are both new players in a sense, not new maybe now, but they have been in the last few years. And I would like to know, and I will start with Soundboi, so I just pick one, so there's no confusion there when we start, but this is also for you to answer after EndingWalker, if you'd like. And I want to know, how do you feel that you were welcomed in the FGC by already established players and the established scenes when you started becoming a threat? Was that like a nice welcome, or do you? What? I don't want to lead too much, so I just want to ask you how was it coming in and getting the respect? Like, before you got the respect, how was that?
Well,
that entry.
I don't, I'm not obviously trying to be negative coming in here, but mixed, I would have said for myself, from my own perception. Because there were some people who were more than happy to help me and to basically be like, oh wow, a Cody player, wow, that's so interesting, because no one was really playing him when he came out. But you know how it is, you catch a Twitch stream here and there, and maybe you play them and you're like, oh, tune in, and then they don't have very nice things to say.
Never do.
Because no one really knew who I was. But then obviously you start competing more, you start meeting these guys in person and whatnot, and I mean, at the moment, it's nothing but positive. Do you know what I mean? I think it's because it's hard to put a face to like an online presence. Maybe that's what was happening. Yeah. But the more you get to know people, it's pretty positive now.
Okay, interesting. EndingWalker, what about you? How has it felt for you developing in the scene? Because you're a very interesting enigma to me. Because you basically came about through the pandemic era. So everything is definitely different to you. But some things must feel natural to you developing in this kind of community. How's it been for you?
I think for the most part good. I didn't really help myself at the beginning, but I think I basically stopped doing the things that were, not the best.
Okay, and we did speak about that, or you did speak to a couple of people about that. But other than that, has it just been super positive?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I mean, is there anything you can... What would be your greatest moments, like in the past year, 2 years? Because I think... Was it last year or the 2020 that you really started coming around? Was it 2020?
Probably about then, yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, outside of, like, what would you say your best moments? CPT? Maybe, like, just the progression as getting better as Ed and just grinding throughout the online era and, like, making new friends? What has it been for you?
I pretty much those two things, to be honest.
Okay, fair.
CPT and just progressing.
Do you know what? I got to ask him something else as well, because I don't think... No, you haven't been to an offline event before, have you?
I have not, no.
Right. Would you consider going to an offline event in the future if certain offline events come back?
If I can, yeah.
Okay, fair.
But then most of the ones that are like active right now are really far away.
Okay, I mean, where in England are you based? You're not anywhere near
Midlands.
London, because you definitely don't
No.
sound anywhere near London.
Midlands. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
so wait, do you know where versus fighting is?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait, yes, I
How
think
far?
so.
How far are you from Birmingham?
Probably about an hour.
So you could definitely go there versus fighting comes back. But then, well, that's all like shoulda, woulda, coulda sort of things. So that's just hypotheticals. But nah, I mean, it's just interesting because I think for you right now, I think probably Veggey and Olvaha will agree with me. I think the only thing you're missing is probably just an offline presence. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think you've done everything else. You know, you've stamped your mark on the ground in terms of playing this game. Again, people know who you are. They know your Ed gameplay and how fantastic it is. I think, obviously, in the time you've done it, like, there's been no offline events, but that's no one's fault, and that's definitely not your fault. You've done what you can. You kept grinding. So I only think, and something you probably want to consider in the future, is if you can go to an offline event, I'd say go to one. Only if you're feeling it, though.
Yeah, if the opportunity presents itself, I definitely will.
Cool. All right, Veggey, you got any more questions?
I just wanted to, the reason why I was on that earlier with that, why I wanted to know how it felt for them is because I have noticed myself and probably myself too and other people, it's like that threat presence maybe that new players give makes it so that people aren't maybe as nice as they will be once they get to know you more, and I just find it interesting. So I thought it was very interesting hearing from Soundboi because I had kind of the same impression because he was a little bit wild when he started, like his playstyle.
We spoke about that. Don't worry, we spoke about that.
So yeah, so it's like it's very interesting to see, and now it's their staple names, right, in the part of the EU FGC. And at some point, I just wanted to hear that approach, kind of how it was for them, how it
I was
felt.
supposed to add to that just quickly is
for
definitely the fact it was a bit more wild did not help at all. I've cleaned up a lot recently because that was the biggest complaint. This guy's so random. That was the biggest one. So yeah, I suppose I've cleaned that part up.
And where did your where did that cleanup come from? Because from that cleanup, you didn't become less threatening. You became more threatening as you cleaned up your gameplay. What happened? Where did it come from?
Well, my very sort of natural instinct is to play kind of wild and reads based because I used to play grapplers before Cody. That was the sort of the big thing. And then I played Cody, and one of my friends who doesn't compete, but he's very, very good, he's a very intelligent player, labs a lot, karate man, he's a great player. He plays super clean, and after me losing so much, I started to try and adopt his gameplay, and it's just been like a kind of a year's worth of me attempting to play different, and it sort of culminated in what I am now.
Okay.
And Samuel, you know, you're not the dude that whiffs a lot, and I noticed that when we had our extremely long first to 10 on the league TV, on Salt Mine League, because you and there is in my chat there's been this question that I want you to answer now because one of my viewers asked, how do you know when to press so that you do not whiff? Because you, Samuel, you're really good at pressing.
He's very good at doing that.
You have an ID, and stand medium kick. So what is your what do you think when you press that button? How do you make it not whiff and always block or hit? Almost always.
I suppose I've always been kind of just good at understanding where the spacing is. Like I just get a feel for like where the tip spacing is, and I've just always been good at that. But you can lab spacing as well. You can lab exactly where it's going to land, and then once you get used to kind of like eyeballing it where it's going to land the tip spacing, you could always walk forward a tiny bit more and pepper them with the absolute tip of it, and then you kind of dance in and out of that range, and then that creates opportunities for whiff punishes. Basically, that's it.
So
I don't know. I've always been able to eyeball.
I had a question for Soundboi.
Please go for it.
Like a continuation. I think this question comes from a lot of players who aren't really familiar with button hold characters. So I wanted to ask, what buttons do you normally hold for Zonk, and do you change a lot of the buttons depending on the situation? Because I think that's like an unknown factor for a lot of people who are considering playing characters like Birdie or Cody, for example.
Yeah, I suppose this is more unique to Cody because it's obviously going to be different depending on what buttons are most effective for your character. But I feel like for Cody, if you can do it with your controller, I do have to change my grip slightly on pad because I play on PlayStation 4 controller, and I think Light Punch is the best one to hold. His mediums are too important. Like medium punch is like longest special cancelable button. It gives you access to V skill as well. I've had to change the layout of my controller. Like my triple punch button is a V skill button, so I have easier access to that with the way I'm holding it. And then obviously having heavy punch for anti-air feels way more sort of a better layout than holding like heavy punch and losing that anti-air, or medium and losing access to that, or your V skill. So it's always jab for me. It's always light punch, and I just changed my L1 to be V skill because I don't need the triple punch. It's just EX fireball you need, so that's easy enough.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, that actually is very interesting. Now, I'm going to definitely throw Soundboi off guard here. I'm going to ask him this right on the spot. Whatever happened to that podcast you and Frosted? Is that just dead in the water now? You guys going to bring that back?
My work absolutely has not allowed me to be a part of that. Not in any, but I just mean by schedule, of course. Like my shifts never really let me have a consistent schedule, unfortunately. We're trying to run it once a month and find like a decent time to do it. But I don't know. I think with the combined issue of the fact I'm not very consistent schedule-wise, and obviously Frost has been having internet issues recently, it's kind of put it on hold, unfortunately, because it's a shame. We had like Mystic on, we had One Step Layered on.
You had 80 Terminal, one of my favorite players, on.
Had 80 Terminal on, we had Shivs on. We had a great lineup, and there's really interesting mindset that they talk like how they play, how they've like practiced and learned. And there's loads of interesting content, but we'll try and bring it back when our schedule's clear up a bit.
Okay. Now, we've got time for 2 more questions before we go to a break. EndingWalker, why are more people not playing Ed? From your perspective, because you got Warlord recently. Congratulations on that. That must have been tiring, and you probably got a receding hairline by the age of 15 now. But why are more people not playing Ed from your perspective?
I think it's because he gets a bad reputation because of people who do play him. Like, obviously, no one wants to be associated with the one-button DP. I don't blame him. But not only that, but if you don't have the tech for matchups, he does lose a lot. But if you know like all the specifics in matchups, then I think most of his matchups are 5-5.
Okay.
Escudo also saying the character theme, which I have to agree with.
Most matchups. All right, give me some examples of 5-5 matchups in your opinion, just quickly.
I think Ken's 5-5. I think that's either 5-5 or Ed favor. But if you don't know the spacing, you can't, and you like say you're using V skill 1 versus Ryu. I think that's Ryu favor with V skill 1. But if you use V skill 2 against Ryu, it's Ed favor.
Okay.
So, and I see a lot of people using V skill 1.
Now, is that personal preference, or is that because they're lazy? What do you think? I want to hear your opinion.
I don't know. I think you can go through fireballs with V skill 1, but it's just not consistent. Yeah. But I think it's because V skill 1 is obviously the high risk, high reward V skill, and you face plus frames. But you get a lot of extra combo extensions with V skill 2.
Yeah, and I think you're the only one that does like the most optimal stuff with that. Like, I think you do a new combo every day. Like, there's some things I didn't think Ed was even capable of, and you remind me why I don't like this character. And keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep playing him and keep reminding me why I don't like Ed, because that's perfect. But all right, we got time for one more question. Right, I'm gonna put you guys on the spot again. Soundboi, who's the best character in the game?
Kami.
Damn. All right, EndingWalker, who's the best character in the game?
Kami.
From the shelf.
They're
they were like
both
ready.
in unison.
Did you hear that?
They're both in unison.
Chat.
I think it's a unanimous agreement there, saying that Kami is the best character in the game according to our guest.
Kind of
Now,
sprite.
ladies and gentlemen, we are just about out of time for the first segment of this show. Now, we are going to take a break to make sure the people upstairs are happy. When we come back, we're going to get these two in a lobby, and they're going to be going out in a 1st to 10. It's not character locked, but I'm pretty sure you can guess which characters will be on the screen. So don't go nowhere. We'll be back with you very shortly.
My heart.
Guess it's time to start warming up.
Welcome back to Sets, the first 10 series. We're gonna have the set starting just about now. We're gonna have EndingWalker versus Soundboi. Veggey, my friend, are you ready to see the zongs? Are you ready to see the psycho uppers? Are you
You
ready?
see my heart? You see my heart? This is how
It's
excited
beating.
I am. This
It's
is how
beating.
excited I am. My camera can't even take it without breaking.
Okay,
Do you see
okay,
that? That's how excited
okay.
I am. My heart is beating. Yeah, I think we're in for a treat both in the in the hype, in the explosion area, and in some great neutral. And I'm just excited to see these 340 damage plus on block combos. Let's go, Olvaha! Olvaha,
man,
let's go!
I wonder what Jammerz thinks. Is he still on the comms?
Jammerz doesn't think much. He plays poison. So, oh, sorry. Oh, what? He's there? Oh, no.
I don't think.
he
wait.
was there?
Wait. I don't think much, or I have too much to think about. I don't really care about what's on screen.
Yeah, exactly. You have too much work at home, so you can't really pay
What's
attention
on screen
when you
right
play.
now,
That's
ladies and
why.
gentlemen, is Soundboi versus EndingWalker. Some of the shining stars, the brightest players that have come around the FGC in the past couple of years.
Wait. Just before, can you please? They're bullying me in chat. They're calling me Veggey 144p.
Yeah, good. That's what you get for. That's what you get for calling me out. When you call me out in the wrong place, everyone's gonna call you out.
Jammerz. Okay, let's go.
144 feet.
I'm trying to step to the quality control. Jeez Louise, mate. Right, so it is Cody versus Ed, Soundboi versus EndingWalker. Now, when we did approach EndingWalker to come on the show, he actually did suggest he wanted to fight Soundboi in an extended set. So I haven't actually seen EndingWalker in the first ascent. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Bro,
Guys,
this is a
did
combo
you see
exhibition
that?
right now, though.
The V skill 2 uppercut on block.
But this is what you're going to see from EndingWalker because, well, as I mentioned earlier, what he has mastered is the plus frames of Ed. He has extremely good understanding of how offense works in Street Fighter V, and especially with his character Ed. So when he wins rounds, he snowballs.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. I really feel also he really loves to shimmy people. That's what I've also noticed. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Soundboi, because I feel like Soundboi is a really patient Cody player. It's gonna be interesting to see if he will fall for those shimmies, for example.
Well, here's the thing that's very interesting, right? So EndingWalker is a fantastic player, but I think there's not many people that can really frustrate him and fluster him on defense. And I feel with how how Soundboi has really developed his playstyle over the past 8 months, I think he might be one of the guys to do it. Great.
Yeah, and right now,
So
really great defensive decisions right now from Soundboi, just making EndingWalker deplete all of that V-trigger without getting one opening. And even that, I don't know if he was trying to confirm that or what, but this round is extremely strong for Soundboi. It's such an answer. He's not even phased by that.
Hey, Veggey. What do you think he tried to do there?
EndingWalker?
Yeah, he tried to empty
And did he
jump,
press in
not?
the air?
No, he tried to
press in
empty
the air?
jump and he
But that's the space initiative.
Yeah, right. What were we talking about? What were we talking about?
Yeah. Oh my god, look at this damage! Sorry, you're right, Jammerz.
Ooh, okay. Almost got the pick up there, but the wake up. Yeah, wake up dust didn't really connect there, so that was unfortunate. But I noticed as well that EndingWalker was speaking about this before. He said people should be using flicker more in footsies. Now, Dominion was the only other guy really doing that with Edge. I think Infiltration did it a couple of times as well, but I really saw Dominion bring that flicker footsies game to Ed. And I like that EndingWalker is kind of like mastered that. We're still learning that at such a high level. Look, there you go.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of people online don't give enough credit for Ed with the car flickers, for example. So, like he is much more in-depth character than people give credit for. And of course, like you mainly focus on the 2-button, 1-button DP, obviously. But it's interesting to see how there's like layers beneath, the surface.
There's layers to the players? Is that what you're saying, Olvaha?
Yo, Rap God. Rap
God.
He's so blurred. He's 144p, but he can still spit out these bars.
Wow.
Yo, I'd like to mention though, with the flicker, there is some technique. I don't remember what, but if you do like a jab with flicker, you get more range or something. I don't remember exactly what it is, but you can get more range on the flicker in neutral by some kind of technique. I don't remember what it. I think it's the whiff jab and then flicker, and then he moves a lot more forward than if you just like do the proper input for the flicker.
Okay.
So you get to like control a lot of space, and it is a move that you can look for and whiff punish, but I don't see a lot of people realizing that flicker is like a button that you can walk out of and punish on whiff, because it does have a big whiff recovery.
But doesn't flicker have a good proximity box that keeps you in range?
Yes.
Right there, right. So that looks a bit awkward to actually deal with, and I think that's definitely at the bottom of people's lists in terms of dealing with moves in terms of whiff punching, because of the lack of Ed experience the vast majority of the community have, which it works in EndingWalker's favor and other Ed favors as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I really like that. You saw how EndingWalker did a jump light into throw, because even if Soundboi was committed to a throw tech there, it happens so much faster that he might just not be able to do it on time. It's like things like that is what I mean by EndingWalker perfecting his offense in this game.
Okay, hard kick, no crush counter there. These guys might not be looking for their crush counters just yet, but they are in range. He looked for a stand hard kick crush counter. They didn't really work out. Good punish there from Soundboi.
Spacing issue once again for EndingWalker with the roundhouse.
He's got him in the corner.
Oh, there you go. Now it's more safe.
Oh, he tried to. I think he's trying to empty jump. We were literally talking about this with Soundboi and EndingWalker in the Discord chat before. We were talking about jump ins and anti-airs and empty jumps in general. And I said, well, look, people just jump at the wrong ranges sometimes. And he cancelled it. I thought he was going to cancel that into the enhanced snatch of the upper one.
Oh, and look at this conversion though. The jab into the EX and he lost like, what, 250, 300? Great. And Soundboi he just misses. Yeah, he just misses the sway range. EndingWalker kind of got away with murder there. Kind of lucky, but at the same time, EndingWalker was in the correct space. So it is kind of a decision on Soundboi's end, which EndingWalker laid out. It's hard to decide. I like that.
Guys,
I like when stuff like that
guys,
happens.
in 2 words, describe Cody's V-Skill 2 for me, okay? Go.
In 2 words?
Yeah.
Extremely unfair.
Light punch, medium punch. No, medium punch, medium kick. Sorry.
Well, he failed. I said extremely unfair, but that's just me. But anyway.
I mean, I feel like he's playing 3D inside a 2D game.
Here are these crushes. You see these crushes? This is EndingWalker. This is his offense.
No, but this is the thing. He's actually... His spacing with Ed and getting consistent crush counters is some of the highest I've seen, just in people getting crush counter in this version of the game, because usually, Veggey, you might know this like better than I do, but it's like when you're unfamiliar with a matchup or you're struggling in certain areas, you tend to get crush countered a lot. And I feel sometimes even if you do have a mastery or like good spacing in a matchup, I think EndingWalker just doesn't have to crush counter people.
You know what I just noticed? I noticed that EndingWalker was going for the charged fierce punch there, and Soundboi was reacting with the V skill. I think that's a very high risk gamble because EndingWalker can bait out the V skill. You know, just like that. You know, just going for the fierce punch and not going to charge it fully there. So I feel like Soundboi is already making an adjustment, not going for the V skill.
Oh, he tried to
speaking of,
but he
just didn't commit to it. He just wasn't ready. He just didn't believe. When you go for a decision, you have to believe that that decision might work, or you will end up not taking advantage of it. Soundboi, no, though.
I'm going to make a note of what EndingWalker just did. We need to ask him about that. He's actually been doing this a fair bit. He wakes up with jump light kick to obviously avoid throws and other situations. I'm imagining he's going to block immediately if he's done it immediately. If it's delayed, then he hits. But I do got to ask him about that.
Yeah, and look how he's just working out right now for Soundboi with those EX songs.
Nice
out there.
reversal.
Still, I feel like it's a win. Getting EndingWalker to be reversal as his offense is his biggest strength might mean that he does not get to use his V-trigger this round, and that is huge.
All right, pressure, flicker, anti-air again.
Oh, he's ready. Yeah, like
no,
he said in the,
that one.
yeah, like he said in the interview, like if he needs an anti-air, he can't hold down the fierce punch because he needs that in the neutral when someone tries to jump in when he's charging up the zonk.
So, obviously, like, EndingWalker to me is, like, he's embraced Ed. He's a perfect embodiment of an Ed player, but he's still very aggressive, and he jumps a lot. And the fact that none of his jumps have successfully worked yet, probably 1 out of the 9 attempts he's had, they've all been anti-Ed.
Jammerz, would you say that the perfect embodiment of an Ed player would be young, wild, and free?
That sounds like an album I never wanted to listen to back when I was younger, but... Working out for him right now. It's 2-1. So Zonk Knuckles coming out.
This time, though, with no 5-second charge, he has been getting mileage out of that.
Nice. Okay. That was an interesting interaction there.
I think he wanted the V-reversal to go the other way.
Yeah, maybe if he could manually delay it a little bit, it would autocorrect. That's an interesting thought, Jammerz.
Look at that.
I was gonna say, I think you need to V-reversal Cody's pressure, because if you're not using V-reversal against Ed, you're essentially allowing Ed to have Rashid whirlwind pressure. The weakness of that EX pressure is that you could just V-reversal it and reset it.
No,
so
but
if you're
that's what he wants.
in holding it,
That's literally what EndingWalker wants. He literally said people they need to be with us as they should. There are one or two gaps in what he does that you can V-shift, but I think people aren't confident or understand where Ed can actually feint or like bait you in general. Which again, a lot of this knowledge, it pays off. It really pays off and it works in EndingWalker's favor. And again, run with it, man. Run with it.
Okay, he's got the katana out.
Okay,
Pipe.
here's come the mix. Oh, but EndingWalker just committed to delayed issues, it seems.
Gonna bonk you with this Yamato here.
He's gonna chip him. Yeah, he's gonna chip him. He's got the yeah, he was gonna chip him. That's what he was using the flickers for. So outside of being good chip and just a footsie tool in that annoying mid-range space, builds a bit of meter, and you could see it slowly building over time to get that super. So all you have to do is just whiff one jab, get the flicker, and then cancel into the CR, and he won the round anyway. So
that's smart.
Nah, listen, he can really illustrate to you how much knowledge he has on Ed as a character. Again, I think
it's really impressive. It's like, especially considering he's like, this is his real first fighting game. I feel like that's super impressive.
But like we were talking about before, right? It's I think it's a lot of us are curious to see how, like, if he sticks around with fighting games, or what other fighting games he's going to move on to. Because if this is his first one and he's this good, I can only see him getting better from here on out.
Yeah.
That's if he likes the systems. Ooh,
okay, nice. I'm liking. He just used the view reversal earlier to get some space, and he's now out.
Oh my
first
god!
Time
He
so
just
far.
passed.
He's not ready to just sit there though, Soundboi. He's really active on defense, and that is what's been costing him. He's not been sitting there ready to just be thrown, and he's really getting opened up by crushes and traps and gaps.
No, but I think it's annoying though, because when you wait around for Ed, what are you waiting for? The 16 frame dash, the jump that's at a weird angle, like maybe the flicker footsies that EndingWalker's introducing. That right? And what are you waiting for? You know? And
big
of course,
punish there. Oh, he dropped the combo. Unfortunate for Soundboi there. Oh, and a big counter hit to boot. Oh, look at that damage from like 3 hits. Oh my god.
Activation,
the activation, yeah.
And activation to activation. So now
okay, we're gonna be wilding here.
Oh
my god!
Yeah,
oh my god, that was some.
Oh, he would have died even with a lot more life. Sorry for interrupting Olvaha, but he was definitely dead.
Yeah,
far from living.
As far from living as you can go. Oh, man.
Nice.
That was great. That was some tool assisted stuff, like the trades with the rock. Those are like the funny parts about Cody's set play, I feel.
Oh, there you have it, Jammerz.
He got it
These
once.
anti-airs, yeah. But the other anti-airs haven't led to like great opportunities for Soundboi. No Oki, nothing. It doesn't matter. And it makes Soundboi scared. He makes him look to the skies. And when he gets that one jump in, that's more damage and position than Soundboi got from all those anti-airs.
You know what? All right, Crush Cannon gonna get the punish here.
There.
Soundboi did something very interesting that I only see done normally against Honda when he does double hands. He backdashed the second flicker and he whiff punished the recovery. I think he's gonna have to start introducing that option a little bit more. But let's see how he deals with this.
Ooh, I like the bait.
Nice.
He was just waiting, willing to wait it out, not activating the V-trigger there.
Oh, you
Okay,
can
there he
backdash
goes.
there. That is the one you can backdash. What's it gonna be? Was that a mistime or bait?
I think that was a mistime, but honestly, we might have to ask about that.
No, I think there's quite a number of things we've got to ask him, or ask both of them.
For
But
sure.
right now, I think for Soundboi, it's just finding his rhythm in the set right now. But the problem is, against someone as like incessant and relentless with Ed as EndingWalker is, this actually takes, I've noticed this when watching him play in tournaments, it takes players quite a bit of time to get adjusted to what he's doing. And I don't even think it's because it's Ed. I think it's because how he's playing it.
Yeah, and Veggey just described it perfectly previously. He said that EndingWalker kind of snowballs in these matches, and
He does.
I definitely have to agree with that.
Oh, but this round has been so good from Soundboi. He has found the spacing to whip punish the flicker. He has been whip punishing the movement normals from Ed, and he's really, in this round, if we continues this, he's definitely heading for a tie, as he's really, I feel like that spacing has been adjusted and the whip punishes are coming now.
Okay, -2 on the zonk. Try to go for a delayed crouch fist, and he gets crushed.
Oh yeah, with the hold?
Oh my god, the V skill coming out to play here. He's playing 3D, guys.
But here's what's interesting, right? Both their V skills go through their projectiles. He can't keep doing that. He cannot keep doing that.
That was actually kind of sick. Like that was clean.
But at this point, I'm pretty sure.
EndingWalker.
Oh, misses the BD again. Oh,
this is
activation.
big. This is big.
This is very big because this is Cody damage. Goes for the setup.
Play.
Look at him. Oh, no, he got it.
fakes it, but he doesn't
One back
leave.
throw will do it.
No, and he
Oh, and he has to hold it. Oh, he backed us. That was super risky from
More
Soundboi.
plus frames. Oh, and he's trying to bait that tech. And EndingWalker just jumped back, and we're now in this position where EndingWalker doesn't have any more free plus
he gets rid
frames.
of the
Soundboi does, though.
Oh, he
my God,
tried
wait for the
it.
grab. Nice
Do you know
tech.
what? I agree with that
Oh, no,
decision
wait,
from
wait.
Oh, he
Soundboi.
tried to whiff punish the flicker. Couldn't have.
What a bait. What a bait from EndingWalker. Knowing that he's ready, just holds it a bit too short.
That was interesting because EndingWalker doesn't really tech, and he teched there, but I would have went for a throw after that tornado sweep myself, and another crush counter.
There's the
From
empty jump.
Wow. Great blocking
Oh,
from
wow,
Soundboi
that
after that
anti-air
reset.
is so strong. It even auto-corrected there. Standing medium.
Soundboi was
There
looking
you
so
go.
strong, but right now EndingWalker is just back in the driver's seat. Soundboi needs to
look at
make
this
something happen with
movement.
his V-trigger at some point. I feel like Cody's kind of rude. Get lost is what he says. when he uses his
Yeah,
name.
he says that.
Oh,
But this is
alright.
great
He
though.
is rude. I mean,
He's gonna
a former
play.
prisoner.
He's gonna play the psycho shot game here. If he wants to backdash a couple of times, he can do, but he might take 1 or 2 grabs in place of that. Here we go.
Oh, big damage. And I mean, EndingWalker might not get V-trigger.
Oh my word, he's stunned.
great
He's
chance.
hold on.
Big
Wait.
chance.
There, that's what it was.
Oh,
right.
he
He kicked
blocked
right.
it.
He's clocked on. Okay, he's clocked on. This is a bad habit he has, and not many people are prepared for it. And I tell you, he does this in tournament. That only works a couple of times, but people are going to be aware of that. So all I'd suggest now is he actually might have started waking up with a low. Because if you do cycle upper with standing, that's going to block. It's a mid. If you're doing the jump, wake up, jump light kick, we're going to block that as well, and then you leave yourself in huge recovery. If you're going to keep doing that, mix it with a low or do something else, but you can't keep resorting to that option.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, he's
Soundboi
done
wasn't
it
in
twice
death
at
range
least.
either, so he wouldn't have died from it. He could still punish, so I don't think it was a very... I think that was more like a desperate decision at that point. But EndingWalker, though, still in a strong position.
But I definitely agree that Soundboi has been fucked on that. Even though EndingWalker has done it only like twice or thrice now, it's really nice adjustment from Soundboi.
Twice or thrice.
All right, just going to block the psycho shot up close, and the flicker. He's lost a substantial amount of health, and I think he's going to be death by 1,000 cuts unless he can use the V-trigger 2, the pipe to turn it around, gets back thrown. There! Oh my.
And I think
feel
that's
like
interesting
Soundboi
because
hasn't
Soundboi
really-
was definitely walking back there, so that was an EndingWalker early tech throwing him out of that. As you spoke about earlier, Jammerz, these early techs catching people off guard from their shimmies. It's not the same game anymore, but he finds the dashing Cometro with the setup. Oh, another
He's not
one!
going to upper. He won't
Let's
upper. He won't upper. I
go.
told you he won't upper. He's not going to do it.
Here comes the set play.
And he has used one of his V reversals or V shifts, so he doesn't have that free pressure.
Oh my god. And he went for the empty jump again. EndingWalker.
He'll be, trust me, do you know what? EndingWalker reminds me of Infectious and Gunslinger. They jump at angles where they know it's bad for your character. And they
It's
will
kind of a hybrid.
they will resort to that. If they know that it's an angle they can exploit, they will resort to that. And remember, there's huge
That's
reward on the table because of the risk reward for jump-ins against anti-airs. I don't blame him for doing it. Look, he's still doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's what
Oh, nice V-shift punish from EndingWalker there. Very clean. Oh, gets the side switch as well.
And there. Oh, cycle upper, let's go. Get
Big
it
zone.
Oh,
You love
adds
this
with
move,
his
right,
own
Veggey?
B skill. I'm
Veggey?
loving this. Huh?
You love Zonk, right?
Oh, Zonk. Yeah, I hold Zonk all day. Zonk away all day.
Baby.
Bible.
Okay, no V
Plus range
reversal.
keeps them. Nice.
Oh,
whiff
nice punish. You guys talked about that before. Soundboi, very good at whiff punishing. Whiff punishment.
Wrong.
Nice.
Okay.
I love that answer.
Oh my god.
Big damage on the reversal with the Oki.
Nice. All right, he's giving it up. So if he can kind of close that, he can't use Tornado Sweep at that range. There you go, anti-air, not quite. And that was counter hit as well. And the thing is, he waited longer than the normal delay timing for Cycle Upper, and Soundboi still exhibited that patience to wait for it to come out, blocked and got that punish.
I think that was a
told you,
great
I feel
decision
like
from both sides.
I feel like Soundboi is a really patient Cody player because honestly, when you talk about Cody players, patience is probably not the first thing you think about.
No, he's like me and Soundboi spoken about it. He learned this over time, and he learned it through facing like majority of players and characters. I think it was more so players that weren't allowing him to do what he wanted. So he just learned to just not do anything.
Right.
And yeah, that's the
Ready
first Psycho Rising.
Yeah, and that's like one of the first like raw frontal jumpings from Soundboi. There's nothing jump out the corner, and he's still ready with that. It's just like he felt the moment.
Oh, wait, okay. Do you know what? I remember you mentioned this before, Olvaha, where he's doing the crime sway. I think he's got to be very careful at that close range. I know he wants the damage, but if he gets baited, oh my god!
That was so sick.
Oh my god!
He might lose.
That medium kick anti-air on the cross-up, that's crazy.
That was so sick.
Oh, gets the beaters.
My man
was so sick, yeah. Oh, and just jumps in to finish off.
And that jump first hurt. That hurt me through my screen.
Okay.
And I don't even have full volume right now.
So
Jammerz, go on.
We gotta give credit where credit's due. I like that little play where he crime swayed the Psycho Swing V skill. But do you know what's crazy? It's when he used 2 buttons to counter 2 buttons. Do you know how funny that sounds to me in this game?
Yeah.
2 buttons to counter 2 buttons.
That's beautiful.
V-skills, baby.
Poetic justice. Poetic justice, man.
Fantastic. Back
Puts
to
himself in the corner, gets that throw loop now because
Stun is building up right now for Soundboi.
Of teching.
Oh,
yeah.
Lights out, baby.
Definitely has those reads on Soundboi when Soundboi is on defense. This is where he's snowballing and he finds that. Misses the meaty again. But it
I feel like that might have been a bait, actually.
Maybe he does it on purpose to make you pressing like...
Oh, there's layers.
Let's ask him about that.
Yeah, look, trust me, I think just by watching the first 3 games, like there's tons of things we can ask the both of them regarding
Dude, I got that in the back of my brain already.
Yeah. If I had a brain, I would as well.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. What the heck is wrong with me?
How long have you been waiting to say that?
I don't know. Time is an abstract concept.
Oh, he missed his cross counter follow-up. That could have been big. He needed that knockdown. I know he's got a considerable life lead, but again, knockdowns are super important in games like this. You get the devil.
Oh, again, finds that. Shin is so good at making him tech, making him act on defense, and now realizes he's gonna take that throw. I love it. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, get off me.
No, he
Beautiful
didn't need to do that. He didn't need to do that.
Big.
Sometimes I feel like, again, the conditioning that EndingWalker has with Ed is so good. Sometimes he throws out the Ultra Snatcher to get the guard break when he doesn't need to. Remember, people are still trying to figure out where to jump and where to backdash. So sometimes that jump's going to work out for them. Good B break.
Drew, okay, goes for the vicious break.
Oh my.
So
big
so
zone.
explosive. It's like so explosive. We rarely get to see this
like,
for a long
honestly,
time before one of them finds that opening and just explodes on the opponent.
Like these characters are sluggers.
Oh, and we're trying to get a crush on that.
Nice.
Now Soundboi
Beautiful
finding
work.
his spacing, yes.
Believe in the commitment.
Oh, well. Hey, you said he didn't believe in the commitment. What the hell did he just do? Right? He said, I couldn't get that. And they just go, right. Fantastic. I'm just going to wake up with crouching medium kick. They're going to do
Veggey,
it.
you don't believe in my commitment? I'll show you true commitment.
I'm actually surprised.
I'll show you my resolve.
I'm surprised, though. Why would Cody do that there? I wouldn't do the dust, but I don't know what reason Cody really has for doing wake up crouching medium kick.
I'm loving these whiff punishes either way though, Jammerz. Whiff punishing the flicker with like 35% damage is beautiful stuff. 30% maybe. No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
I really like how EndingWalker is going for those re-reversals in answer to the EX Zonk. You know, trade resource for resource.
He let the
whiff anime. Yo, he let the whiff animation play like that. Okay, I see you, Soundboi.
Do you know what's crazy? Slowly but surely, what an adaptation he's been making. It's 4-piece right now. He's looking to take the lead in the set here, but EndingWalker, I'm hoping he can fight back because I know he's got plenty more to show us with this Ed.
I think EndingWalker is confirming crouching kicks, at least attempting to, and it has been working out a lot because he has been talking about it, and it is possible on PC. It is a 15 frame confirmed.
Yeah,
it is rough, but it's definitely doable if you work on it. I mean, we've seen Cammy's confirmed consistently on PC, right? So.
Hold on, stuns racking up, and he broke out with EX Psycho Upper. Let's see if he can get an activation here. He needs it, but Soundboi's running away to make sure he prevents that. There's a flicker. Full combo.
Big damage incoming.
Yeah, he's going to do it. Oh, I would have done it and gone the back throw afterwards.
He wants a couple of more attempts at that pressure because he wants to see if he gets the throw. Backdash. EndingWalker ready. I love it. He knows opponent might go for that backdash. Be ready to check. You counter them, maybe even punish them if you're lucky.
Do you know what's crazy?
So ready,
I think that
so ready.
anti-air into the Psycho shot meaty into the guard break, I think that's guaranteed. I think that's a guaranteed, like, unblockable. Well, obviously the thing guard breaks anyway, but... you know?
Yeah.
Oh, he tried. That was sneaky from EndingWalker, but Soundboi was ready for that.
All right, the break
Went for
again.
the first part.
Oh, he had a perfect spacing on that to punish after the first one whiff, but EndingWalker's commitment, well, they haven't seen it enough. I don't know. There's no follow-up.
Do you know how consistent he has been
clean.
with punishing Flicker with stand medium punch? I'm telling you, that's his favorite button with Cody now. That has got to be his best button with Cody.
And honestly, Jammerz, I feel like Ed is not the easiest character to whiff punish, so that makes it even more impressive in my eyes.
All right, so Soundboi takes the lead now, 5-4. I'd probably say the button people look out for the most is standing hardkey as a whiff punish. Everything else, Veggey was talking about in the interview, where it's like, look, Psycho Snatcher, you can jump it. Charge stand hard punch, you can jump it. You're looking to jump things or escape. You're not looking to whiff punish Ed because of he's not very the whiff punishy guy for me because he's moving around too much. Do you know what I mean?
I absolutely know what you mean, and that is why it's so nice to see his adaptation to the spacing on the Flicker. But as soon as EndingWalker has seen this earlier, he's just started going more, just changing it up like that, just doing something else, kind of like immediately.
Oh, he got the level 2 zonk.
These zonks are hitting home right now for Soundboi.
Yeah, but an
Nice,
immediate
Soundboi.
Psycho swing. Here's the thing, I noticed that Ed players, or should I say EndingWalker does this a fair bit, at least because I watch him a lot. It's when he does normal recovery against characters with projectile, and they try to do immediately do normal recovery and just wake up with the V-skill and it hits him instantly. Yo!
Oh, that V-skill usage
belt
is so good
counters.
from Soundboi. Oh my god, he's just dodging everything. He's like ultra instinct. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
that's
I
so
want to try
godlike.
Cody now. Wow, that was so.
Yeah, that
really
looks
beautiful.
super fun. Honestly, that looks so
Yeah,
much fun.
that
And
looks
like,
fun. And
what makes the V skill as powerful as it is? I feel like you can space it out safely. The low version, for example.
Which
Which is
I
kinda
think is
unfair.
incredibly strong.
Yeah, it's incredibly unfair, I would say.
Oh, nice timing. Finally, Soundboi is the one who's finding the timings on defense. But if there's, I mean, I feel like if Soundboi's decisions had been more calm maybe on defense, it could have been up even more. EndingWalker rounds comes from Soundboi panicking a bit on defense. I feel he has good control most of the time, but he gets really stressed when this happens. Let's see now how this one works.
Oh, wait,
Finally,
good jab into
Jammerz.
zonk.
I
Well,
like the fact that Soundboi didn't try to go for the anti-air when EndingWalker was. Oh my god, that V skill usage is absolutely impeccable right now.
do you know what? I thought he done that as well. I thought he got hit on purpose to mess him up, but then I
The backdash.
I don't think he did that on purpose. I think he wanted to do something last minute to get like some sort of activation or something. But anyway, so pleased to let you know that Soundboi's on a win streak right now. He was 4-1 down, and he's on a big win
feel
streak
like-
right now.
But I have an interesting point to make. Sorry, Elva, about how he took the how he
Go
took that last
on.
round. Like, you know, we've seen EndingWalker bait the V-skill a lot from Soundboi, and I feel like EndingWalker thought that now I've finally conditioned him to stop doing it. I can hold the charge fierce, but that round was lost to the thing that Soundboi has been losing a lot of mileage from trying the V-skill, the charge fierce. So it's interesting to see if EndingWalker will now try to start baiting it again, or if it's just not been a part of his thinking.
But okay, before he starts adapting and changing the way he plays Veggey, he needs to start having those execution errors and try and find his way back into the set. Because I think one thing at question right now is the mental stamina. I think the mental
is a good
stamina.
point.
I think someone in the chat did mention before that he has played in the first to 10 or a few.
Look at these wins!
Yeah,
I think he just
that's a good
finished
point.
watching Matrix before this.
I think again for me in tournaments and tournaments first to twos, that's explosive. It's up in arms, right? But I want to see more people how he plays when he's been figured out.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Do you know what I mean, Veggey?
Yes, I see that he's falling a bit apart. Maybe. He
Oh,
seems to
okay,
be
but
doing
he
a bit more rapid.
has a round here.
Oh, silly! Oh,
Yeah, but he's not ready with the shimmy. He's maybe a little annoyed. It's hard to say.
Yo, that was sick. Look at that combo. Don't tell me Ed is not a stylish character.
no, do you know what? Most of the combos I see are through EndingWalker, and I'm like, look, I didn't even know he could do half of this.
Exactly.
I didn't even know you could do half of this.
Exactly. Like the side switches, for example, you rarely see those.
I've seen the side switch combo before, but there's some other optimal stuff he's doing that I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, and this is gonna be a lot of damage into possible set play. Okay, just backs down.
Yo, the jump.
Early jump heavy punch, not ready to end here. Understandably so.
Oh, he
tried
Again,
to sway.
Soundboi with the being open up on the defense there, but finds that lucky opening, I'd say.
Oh,
Oh, he got hit by the rock.
not
He got
fine.
hit by the rock.
This is so big. And there's no real reversal. Okay, but he finds his base.
Oh, great, that's it.
He now has
Yeah,
the
that's
guess
it,
for
that's it.
game, and he guesses correctly. No,
Ooh, that was
Soundboi
scary.
is wary. He has been shimmied a lot of times before. And EndingWalker ends his 5 streak, which was... How important was that, Jammerz?
Nah, do you know what? That was super important. I think sometimes for him, or just for players in general, they want to do anything else but throw their opponent. Even if it gets teched for guess for game, just go for the
Yeah.
throw. It might be the least satisfying thing, but trust me, it gets the damn job done.
Okay, Veggey, ask me now if that was super important.
Was that super important, Olvaha?
I feel like it was super important.
What the? What?
Anti-humor? I love it.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right, so 6-5 now. Let's see if EndingWalker can equalize this again. Do you know what? He's been playing pretty well. It's just that Soundboi had a great adjustment to his gameplay. So I want to see the next level of adjustments, whether they're aggressive or defensive, on EndingWalker's end.
As we know, no round is necessarily over. Oh, there we have a little bit of those baits again. Soundboi is falling for it. Is EndingWalker going to... Nice.
I feel like he
yeah.
was feeling so confident of that round. He was willing to, try a trade with the standing fierce there.
I think it's Soundboi who... Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
misunderstood.
okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're very right. I agree very much with you. It was
I don't know where
take
Veggey
that
was
trade.
going with that.
Yeah, me too.
I was going
like,
away.
I was like, did I start?
No, you were very correct.
Hold on, let's get
very
back to the match. Antio is stand fierce once again. He's getting like highly unsuccessful with these jump-ins now. I think he's very like he's in between a rock and a hard place in terms of how to approach Soundboi now. But
But there we have those baits though. He's recognized that he's still trying to parry them, but he didn't get much mileage off it this time.
okay, just waiting, looking for that
Going
flicker
for the
again.
flicker,
You
yeah.
can see those micro warps just so he makes sure it connects to the tip. But he gets a crush counter in the face.
It's not as easy as it seems.
The guard break.
Back that one.
Yes.
Maybe not the EX. Let's go. Let's see.
Looking good. Oh, nice!
Beautiful back jump. He definitely was looking for that. And now denies him the V-trigger
you
activation.
know what?
EndingWalker in such a great position.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Hold that thought.
no, he's dead. I think he tried to
Too soon.
I think he tried to backdash, but because he got hit, he didn't move because he thought Sam was going to finish the combo. But Soundboi's like, I was going to tick throw you anyway. And then it just worked
Beautiful,
out.
beautiful.
But do you know what? We're starting to see it slowly but surely. EndingWalker's starting to throw him more. Okay, he had a little bit of that brazen, audacious walk, but you need to start bringing in those throws again and get people shook. Sometimes people put this assumption in their head. It's like, yeah, he's just going to fall for every single shimmy under the sun. No, he isn't.
Oh, nice delay though, Jammerz. You see that crouch fears delay? I feel like Soundboi is making such good use in this set of that crouch fears on his
Oh,
offense.
beautiful
EndingWalker with
crack
delay
kick.
presses.
Oh, and now he's shimming EndingWalker. How does it feel to be on the receiving end?
Not good?
Not that good, huh?
Yeah, I feel like EndingWalker is not the dude who off Texas Jammerz mentioned earlier, but it is that maybe with a long set he wants to win. Maybe he's flushed it a bit, and then you change. You change when you get to these situations, tournament mentality. You just suddenly do things you don't want to do, and it really gets to you.
Oh, I really like how Soundboi is integrating the crack kick into his gameplay right now. I think we didn't see that too much in the first games. So that's an interesting addition.
See, what's it gonna be? EndingWalker.
Great
What a timing! Yeah.
See, that was, you know what? That was like +6 or 7. That thing's like hella active.
That thing's insanely fast.
EndingWalker finds the low again. Soundboi's been caught walking back a fair bit in the corner. A fair bit, like Jammerz would say. Isn't that right, Jammerz?
Yeah, I'd say like quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Or a fair bit. It's up to you. What do you want me to say? Multiple times? A number of times? You want me to switch it up again?
No, number of times is very good. That's the best one.
That seems like something you can understand.
Okay. See the dodge once again.
There's a hard kick again.
Nice.
Flicker.
triggers. Back kick,
bit
okay.
hesitant with the walks because he knows it's very hard to predict EndingWalker's defense, so he's a bit hesitant how far he can go with these staggers. He's not been getting too much mileage out of it. Most of his damage, I feel, come from neutral conversions.
Oh, he tried to
big
air
jumping.
to air. I think Soundboi was looking for an air to air.
Oh,
He's gonna
big
activate
activation
V-Trigger
incoming.
2. Yeah,
The set plays here.
he's out.
Oh, that was nice escape from the corner.
Okay,
But it's
blocks
not
the
over
first
yet.
time. Comes in again with the 1-2-3s.
He might V-shift.
Didn't have the level though.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he was looking for that V-shift, I think, Jammerz.
Yeah,
With the rock
I
behind
was
him.
alright, bro, okay, if I was in Soundboi's position, I was looking for that V-shift as well, but I think everybody was looking for it but EndingWalker, and that's why he's fantastic, because he sat there, I saw 2 jabs, I'm not sure if he was trying to feint a flicker, but he was ready with the stampede kick anti-air. And I'll tell you what, his normal attack anti-airs don't get spoken about enough. We're talking about Psycho Rising and probably, you know, Psycho Upper used in clutch situations, which is probably not a good idea most of the time, but it's got some pretty good anti-airs as well, man.
Honestly, that standing medium kick in mid-range especially seems like a pretty card.
And EndingWalker trying to bait the V-skill, now getting crushed for his trouble as Soundboi recognizes his using his forward moving crush counter. Now the forward moving E just to stop all of it. He doesn't want to use the V-skill anymore. He has been trained right now, trying to find other answers. He's been working out this round.
Okay, nice corner carry as well on that V-trigger.
That's insane.
For EndingWalker.
Bro, that was insane screen carry. What?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he jumped it.
know.
No, that was fortunate for Soundboi, but he's going to get
that's
full
gonna be-
combo here, and he walked away. So he thought Psycho Upper was coming. I respect it, but even EndingWalker knows when he's looking for Psycho Upper, so he'll just escape the situation entirely.
And what's interesting right there,
goes for the
you can
grab.
backdash punish that specific string into V-trigger hold. If you backdash after the fireball, doesn't matter. Who cares? Soundboi with a V-skill counter. Kick him in the shin.
Reloaded, baby.
You know what the shin is, Olvaha?
Yeah, I know, it's a body part.
It's a leg.
Back throw here by
Dude.
EndingWalker. He's got the meter advantage right now, but I feel psychologically things aren't working out in his favor. But he's got it in the corner, gets another grab.
I'm
And
not sure
another
if
one.
I've ever seen that V-shift break animation from Ed.
When he gets into the corner, you can't jump out of the corner on it. That's such a strength. He just gets to dash in and get.
Do you know what's
take that
crazy
corner
as well?
position back.
You can't. Oh no, he's done it again.
Couldn't he get bigger punishes than
set
that?
plays
Do you
here.
know why? I think
Oh no, no, not like this, man.
hang on, let's wait for this to finish first. Oh!
It's over, it's over.
We
It's
all
over,
knew,
Jammerz.
but no one remembered.
Right.
It's
Smack
over.
him in the face.
Here's why I think he didn't do that, Veggey. Do you know when you have the opportunity to do a situation where you limit your opponent's wake up or go for max damage? I think Soundboi wanted to get all right. You don't get back recovery. It's either you delay rise or just quick rise. And remember he went for the perfectly timed command grab after reversal. I mean, again, I don't know many people that would do that. So that's at least my philosophy on it. So
Yeah, and good. Yeah. And he gets that stone behind him as a part of the mix-up, which is very good. So
back throw.
EndingWalker though doesn't want you to get out of the corner. He's very ready to stop any attempt. Back throws, damn it, you can dash under, get to the corner, says EndingWalker. Right now, Soundboi, and again EndingWalker says it.
He's like, no, you go to the corner.
I
Nice
like this.
punish.
Good
I love
answer.
it. Yes, so ready.
Fantastic answer. That was brilliant.
Oh, but drops the follow-up.
I love that EndingWalker's not that afraid of the command throw. He's still blocking. Soundboi.
I can't
hesitant.
believe you have to still block the rock. That was cool.
I love it.
Okay,
that moved
that's
so
good.
fast.
That's
Wow.
good. Oh, beautiful. And he even utilized the different pipe normal standing fierce there because he knew it would land.
That's not
beautiful.
a pipe. He called Yamato and said,
Yamato,
hit him.
yeah.
He said, hit him. Oh, the sway again. This guy's
sway's
getting
back
opened
now.
up. Oh, man.
I'm interested in seeing if EndingWalker will do an immediate adaptation to that or try again. It
Oh,
is a mind
he's
game
stunned.
between these players. As we spoke of, high risk, high reward. Nice throw
There you
Soundboi.
Oh, look at him
The animation.
rolling up
That
the
is-
sleeves. He's like, my work here is done.
Do you know what?
Do you think?
I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Before you say that, Veggey, I'm gonna say something. Right? We're gonna ask Soundboi something after this set is done, and I promise you, if he says that's the key to adapting in a first to 10, we all might have to pick this up. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. If you follow Soundboi,
Okay.
you know what's been going on, but we'll see what's happening. But Veggey, please continue.
Oh yeah. No, I don't remember anymore. I was too mesmerized by your words, Jammerz.
You're the one with the
That's
better
what
singing
happens
voice.
to
Shouldn't
me
it?
as
Shouldn't it
well.
be the other way around?
No,
you are
we are
mesmerizing
mesmerized by
person.
you because you
Yes.
are our...
Mesmerizer.
Yeah. We are the minions.
Oh, okay. Trade up
You are the mesmerizer.
Great spacing from EndingWalker, just didn't find the right button to stuff that second part of the zone. Hammer, says Soundboi.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I don't want to say this.
Oh my god.
I do think somewhere he's run out of steam, EndingWalker. I think he's run out of steam.
Might have.
Yeah, I mean, first to 10 is a very different element compared to like a best of 3 or best of 5 for that matter.
Trying to get that full jumping punish. Now he knows he doesn't work. Got no punish in that range. Finally finds something. EndingWalker. Big boy damage.
Throw. I think he might have to like play it safe. Yeah, he has to play it safe.
Oh, yes, you have to reversal the button.
Back off, please, back off. Can you stay? Thank you. Stay out of the range of Crime Sway. Please stay out of the range of Crime Sway.
Oh, you saw Soundboi was looking for the V skill counter from EndingWalker. EndingWalker realized the last second and stopped himself, and that's why he's still in this right now.
In it to win.
Kick, crush counter as well. Straight to the
One
corner.
lat at a time.
And I'll tell you what as well, he's been actually, like, he's been doing this quite well, right? Respectfully too. He's been fighting his way out of the corner. Yes, he's been clipped by a couple of lows and jabs here and there, but how he's gotten out of the corner, Soundboi, is better than most that play EndingWalker, trust me.
I feel like this would be a huge win for EndingWalker during, like, at this part of the set.
Come on, grab.
Oh,
I don't think he's going to go for another
he's not
one.
stressed
No,
anymore.
he's done,
Oh, the set play.
Oh my god, the damage! I feel dirty all over.
No, he's dead.
I
He's
need,
dead.
honestly, I need a shower.
Hold on. It's match point here for Soundboi. After being 4-1 down, he has managed to turn this round and put himself at match point. All eyes are on EndingWalker if he sees he can bring himself back into this set.
Soundboi is so confident right now, almost cocky. He's doing things he wasn't daring to do earlier in EndingWalker. He's kind of taking these command throws, these gutsy V skills. Wow.
He's got a nice lead, so definitely understand.
Do you know what? He's going to be the most.
character.
He's going to be the most trepid and scared player on the planet right now because he's about to lose this. He's not going to do anything.
Oh, what a great position to be in.
Oh no!
Oh, big.
He was coming.
He's running
Another
away.
one.
Why are you running?
away?
Why are you running?
Oh! Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Who does dashes in and out, dashes in. He's never
Get
gonna
back here.
Oh no!
Is it gonna be something text? No way.
He's going to stay there. No, he's dead.
Oh! Oh no! He's not!
Oh no!
There's some conversations going on here right now.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
No!
Oh no! It's over. It's over. Knock it out.
Snatcher
to each other.
gets jumped. That was absolutely fantastic gameplay. What a turnaround from being 4-1 down. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to give it up for Soundboi for winning this set. There's a reason I've been trying to get this guy on the show for so long. Wanted to hear his thoughts and see that great Cody gameplay. Let's see those GGs in the chat. I'm telling you, that was phenomenal stuff. It was great to have both of these two on and showcase their skills. Again, I think EndingWalker ran out of steam probably past the halfway point. That was unfortunate there, but again, he's been pretty resilient and trying to find his way back into the set, but Soundboi's shown us why he's one of the most formidable opponents that you should be watching out for in the European region. Well, in the UK, because we have left Europe. But anyway, keep an eye on him and make sure he is on your radars, whether you like it or not.
Veggey.
But we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have EndingWalker and Soundboi in the call and discuss more things with him. So guys, don't go nowhere. We will not see you shortly.
Who's 144p now?
What?
Who's 144p now?
Richard, go
Not
to the
me.
break.
Not me.
Gotta go through the trouble? Fine.
Easy mode too much? Here's my special. Sucks to be you. I'm always ready for a fight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets. If you are just joining us, well, Set's going to start in 5 minutes. Just stick around. You might see some games. Who knows?
Is it going to be a first to 3 or a first to 4?
It might be a first to 8, like those YouTubers do. You know, when they take your replays and just like you play 12 games, they go first to 8 between these two. I don't know what the set was, but I need some money. Like,
I bet it will go 7-3 first to 10. It's gonna be 7-3.
Oh yeah, like those two
That's
guys
my favorite
in, like
comment.
10 episodes ago saying it's 7-3 in a first to 10. Gotcha. I definitely feel you have not been educating your life at all. Anyway, we have our lovely guest back in the chat with us. So Soundboi, EndingWalker, can you guys hear me loud and clear once again?
Yep.
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
All right, fantastic. So, Soundboi, congratulations on winning that set. You had a very shaky start. So
I have a good joke. Jammerz. It seems you've been practicing your cooking skills quite well with the way you cooked EndingWalker.
Oh man! Oh man!
Richard, do you want to end this in the next 5 minutes? Okay. The stream team's not going to answer me after that like cringe moment. Anyway, I mean, because like you're on and off playing the game now, Soundboi. So I kind of asked this to Idom when we had him on the show 2 weeks ago. Now, what do you think it is to stay consistent at this game? Because sometimes you might get burnt out and develop extreme bad habits through consistently playing. But then there's people like yourself that don't play on a regular basis or just find other things to do, but still think about the game, but play better. I mean, what is it for you that makes you play this good?
I suppose it's a combination of two things. If you don't have the hours to put in, if you can put in, at least an hour, every now and again of like a meaningful, focused gameplay, like jump into the lab, you're trying to practice something, like that's fine. I feel like watching the game a lot, and obviously having that sort of theoretical spectator's view of the game is very helpful. And I feel like a sort of secret thing as well is keeping yourself active outside of the game. So for me, like I like doing puzzles, I like cooking and baking, like keeping your brain active as well, like just doing things to keep yourself sort of mentally active, rather than sort of sitting and just, watching the telly constantly, you know what I mean? Because you're just going to zone out. You're not going to have that brain to come back and feel fresh. That's how I feel like it.
Okay, now, another question I got to ask you, since you did bring it up and Veggey tried to make a 2 out of 10 joke there, it's god-awful.
10 out of 10, baby.
What
That was 10 out of 10.
What made you decide to pick up cooking recently? And obviously you're saying keeping your brain active. Has that helped you change your perspective on Street Fighter 5? Is that, you know what, Street Fighter 5's coming to the end soon, I need a new career. What is it?
Well, to be honest, it's because my girlfriend's a very, very good baker.
Shout out to Soundboi's girlfriend.
Yeah, shout out to Nicola. I'm trying to learn all the secrets because I want to do it. It's so nice to be able to make something for your family and they eat it and you're like, this is good. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it does keep you active because you've got to think all the time. You got to time things, and I don't know. I feel like I come back feeling fresh because I've done something that's keeping my brain active, but it's completely unrelated to Street Fighter. So I can come back, not have to get past the rusty stages of I've got to get back into the thing and swing again, or like thinking properly and having to break things down. I'm still in that mindset, but I'm coming in completely fresh. So I'm like coming into it without any rust, or nearly any rust, outside of sort of physical execution. But this game's pretty easy anyway. But do you know what I'm saying? Like it's just completely without rust, but I'm still active.
Okay, that was a very interesting answer. Now I gotta gravitate over to EndingWalker. You had a very good start, and then you kind of ran out of steam. I think another way of putting that is you're sort of a 100-meter sprinter, not a marathon runner. Now, is this something that you've come to start learning over the past year and a half, 2 years? Because I don't often see you play first to 10 sets. I just see you active in tournaments and doing really well. How often do you play first to 10s?
Sometimes, not particular. I don't do them as often as I probably should, though.
Okay.
I think in a first to 10, it's really hard to try and mix up all of Ed's options.
Care to elaborate on that? Why is it hard to mix up what Ed does in the first to 10?
Well, you saw Soundboi eventually, after about 5 games, just adapting, just counter every single thing I tried to do.
Okay. I mean, is it more of like a, despite having limited tools or something tailored towards a tournament environment, I mean, I still think you can definitely go the distance in a first to 10 or more first to 10s.
Soundboi just played really well and just adapted really fast.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hey, sometimes that's all it takes. But I mean, would you consider having a backup character for a first to 10, or would you probably play Ed for the vast majority of first to 10?
I'm trying to learn a backup character.
Would you like to tell us who that is, or like you want to keep that secret for now?
I don't know. I'm learning Cody, and if Rashid doesn't get nerfed, I'm probably gonna learn Rashid.
Oh my god, we might actually get Rashid in Europe. We might
like
actually.
you should play
Rashid.
Rashid actually. Yeah. It's like the beef version of Ed, kind of.
Did you say the beef version?
Yeah, the better.
Ed if Ed was top tier.
Yeah, it's Ed without the weakness.
Wait, okay. I don't know. Hey, listen, if he considers picking up Rashid, that'd be pretty interesting because we don't have a legitimate Rashid in Europe. We haven't really had one for quite some time. People have picked him up on and off there, but EndingWalker picking Rashid, it would be a nightmare for the lot of us. But I think it would be a necessary nightmare. Be amazing. I don't think I'd ever say a necessary nightmare, but it might be something that we do need as well. Now, EndingWalker, I've got to ask you something as well. I've seen you do this a fair bit, and I think you kind of subconsciously do it at this point now, instead of really realizing where you do it. Can you talk us through why you do wake up jumping light kick?
I'm usually doing wake up delay back jump, but if they do a medium button, I'm not quite good enough at timing it. But it's usually if I think they're going to go for a throw, because it can be a good way to get out the corner or get out of pressure.
Okay.
So it's just when I have a read on a throw usually.
So it's literally just for throws, nothing else?
Yeah.
Okay, now does it block immediate meaties though? So if Soundboi is doing like consistent, like automatically timed crouching medium punch, you'd block that and the jump wouldn't come out, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've seen that a fair bit and I'm like, nah, there's a couple of situations where it has worked, but other times, and we saw Soundboi clock onto it earlier, and I think he won the round because of it. I think that's where you need to be a little bit careful doing
I was panicking about the command grab at one point, so I tried to jump out the corner.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, it's Cody's command grab. It does 300 stun when you get it right, and Soundboi has not once mentioned that that's unfair, but he's not once mentioned that is unfair.
Listen.
Now, I've got to ask you, this is a question for the both of you now. We'll get it from Soundboi's perspective first. The Cody-Ed matchup from your perspective, how does it look to you?
Well, I'll be brutally honest that I really thought it was Cody favor, like a clean 6-4. I still probably think it's Cody favor, but ever since, and I didn't even know it was a thing, since Ender has learned and started doing Kara Flicker in neutral,
most cursed thing
that
ever.
took me so long in those sets to get used to. I could not figure out where it was happening from, what I was supposed to press after it.
Right.
Like where to stand from. I just didn't know. So that really made me feel kind of awkward and neutral, and it still was effective later on. I just sort of learned better, like sort of the spacing and sort of how to conduct myself.
I don't know how you always had level 2 Zonk behind that stun medium punch.
Listen, we've been asking Soundboi, how do you always have level 2 Zonk for since the thing came in the game? I don't know how he keeps having it.
To further that point, is I really didn't feel like you were because I normally don't hold level 2 Zonk for Ed, but I feel like ever since I play Ender, you always try and play neutral with me. You don't just dash at me. Obviously, you did dash a fair bit later on, but you didn't dash so much that I was like, okay, I need to just keep checking them. So I just kept it up so I could play neutral with you and score higher reward.
Okay, fair.
I'll
go for it. EndingWalker, go for it.
Yeah, I started realizing that you were doing like stun kick, or you'd walk forwards to try and catch Kara Flicker. So that's when I started doing more stun heavy kicks.
Yeah, I noticed as well,
Now, I gotta ask you, like, you've been obviously doing what we like to call flicker footsies now. Has that kind of evolved Ed into a better character in terms of the mid-range neutral game, or is it just a specialist thing? Because that looks like it's an integral part of his game now. Yeah,
I think, like, now that I've actually learned how to do that, I've stopped whiffing heavy kick as much, but it was actually another Red player that taught me it. Cool, I can't remember the name now. It's annoying me now. But yeah.
You know what?
That Ed player is going to be very upset. You can't remember.
Yeah, I know.
Where is it from?
Is it someone from Europe or is someone from the States?
It's someone from Europe.
Okay.
Someone from Northern Europe, Southern Europe?
They're from, I think, I don't know what to say in case I get it wrong. Alkmaani, that was it.
Okay. I mean, he can't remember his name, so I can't shout him out.
The name was Elkmani.
Oh, Elkani, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, he's the Finnish guy. Okay, Finnish, Finland
you had
mentioned.
To brighten up
Okay,
his day,
we
didn't
keep
you?
winning.
Oh my god, you can't even play Barrow. Shut up.
What does that have to do with anything here?
I just
Damn, you're just hating on me.
Just want to throw it out there. Right now, I want to hear about the Cody-Ed matchup from EndingWalker's perspective. Talk to me about that one, EndingWalker.
I think it's 5.5 or 5.5.
Okay.
Like,
any specific reason why?
I think that in neutral, Cody just has higher reward, but I think overall, like in terms of actual range, they're both evenly matched, and I think in terms of damage as well, and they both have tools to counter each other. The only reason I'd say it's 5.5 is because of sway, because you can just sway standing heavy punch, and that makes it really hard to use re-trigger, and the same goes for fireball pressure.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
You said they have a similar damage output. I'm kind of got to disagree with that.
Like in terms of like neutral reward, so obviously Cody just buffers stun medium punch, and then you get a lot more reward. But in terms of range, they're the same. But in V-Trigger 2, they both do a lot of damage, but Cody can do more. But I think it's more situational.
Okay, Soundboi, would you agree with that? Or
I don't know. I would have said that with the extended range of a Kara Flicker, it does make like just me pressing stand medium kick and just winning neutral a little bit less guaranteed. Because before that, 100% I could just press stand medium kick and win neutral. So that's why I would have said like clean 6-4. Like you have to do some crazy stuff to get in. But I suppose with that, plus like the sort of interactions that come with it, like having to press heavy kick and sort of like crush counter it preemptively. It's still Cody Favor, but I would have said that I get higher damage reward 100%, just kind of overall.
That's what.
Level 2 Zonk and whatnot included, you know.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, quickly, I don't know if someone's asked you this before, EndingWalker. How do you do the Kara flicker? Would you like to tell us about that?
Just press light punch, medium punch, light punch. That's about it.
Okay, fair. Do you know what? I've actually seen someone ask in the chat right now as well. I imagine you're going to get that question asked a lot.
Yeah, if you play on like keyboard or hitbox, it's quite easy. But if you're playing on pad, I just do light punch, medium punch, light punch over.
Wait, so you play on pad?
I am recently, yeah.
Okay. What did you play on? Wait, what did you play on before?
I used to play on keyboard.
How was that? How was playing a fighting game on keyboard to you then?
It made playing Ed easier because it's just a budget hitbox.
Okay. Fair. I mean, what made you change to pad then? Was it because you wanted to try out more characters, or you just got fed up with the keyboard, didn't want to break it?
Bit of both. It was mainly because like playing on keyboard, your wrists start to hurt more, whereas on pad you can, play longer without your wrists wanting to just die.
Okay. That's interesting. Veggey, you got any questions that you want to ask these guys?
Yeah, I wanted to like ask EndingWalker, because EndingWalker is a very young player, and I think it's really interesting how he can like get to this level at that age, and I wanted to hear his like, what was your process? Did you just play, or how was it that you kind of managed to master this playstyle you have? Did you research? What
in a
was your
short
way
space
into
of time
it?
as well, actually.
In a short,
I think
very
this is a
short
relatively
space of time.
short
Yeah.
space of time.
Yeah.
I think the main point is I'm pretty good at like taking in additional points from my gameplay and actually adding them. But at the same time, I mainly just got better just by playing and watching other people play, like playing against other Ed players. If they did something, I'd pick up that and start adding it to myself. I think that's the main way I improved.
So you think playing the mirror was important to you?
Yeah,
to
I think
improve as a player? That's
playing
very
in the mirror and
interesting.
like watching other Eds is probably the best way to improve.
Okay. That's interesting. Olvaha, you got any questions that you want to ask these guys regarding what transpired?
I had a question for EndingWalker regarding Ed's Oki in the corner specifically. We saw that you did some of the knockdowns you got. You went for the forward medium punch, and sometimes I'm not sure if it was on accident or was it on purpose. You whiffed the follow-up, the projectile, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something that you're looking actively for?
Oh, yeah, you
was
can.
Was that just a mistime?
You can make the fireball. Do you mean like after the knockdown?
So when you get like a Psycho Upper knockdown, or you do Psycho Upper into the V-Trigger 2 follow-up, you went for the projectile, and sometimes the follow-up whiff. Were you doing that on purpose or not?
Yes, because you can either do it as a meteor and it's like +4, but if you make it whiff, it's really hard for players to actually press there and punish you, and a lot of the time they'll get counter hit trying to, because it has a lot less recovery than it looks. And if they do actually manage to press, I can just fire it off as EX and they'll get hit anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like a fake meteor that's also real.
Okay, we'll call it a pseudo real meeting.
I feel like it's like a
Jammerz
plus on
were-
whiff thing. It's kind of like with Cammy Stan Heavy Key, like plus on whiff is one of those.
I agree with
things,
that,
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Plus on whiff, baby, and you made that yourself. I feel I haven't seen that too much, or was that also something you picked up in Mirror?
No, that was
Matches?
just something I did.
Yeah.
No, I think
What
a
I
lot of
feel-
the stuff he
I
does.
would like to give some props here to EndingWalker, because even though he lost the set, we all know he's a really sick player, and I think he really shows that he has insane potential to become like one of the absolute. If he keeps grinding,
brain.
he will be one of the best players in the world for sure. If he just keeps at it, I mean that you never know if someone will keep at it or not. But I just wanted to say that to you, that even though maybe you could have even won this set if you had kept your cool or whatever, it doesn't matter, because you have such a long time ahead of you with things you can do, and I think it's insane to see someone be 15 years old and play this good, and it's like high intelligent gameplay at that young age. I think it's very impressive.
Yeah, look, I mean, some of us old farts can't even anti-air, and we can't even win. And like you've got such,
Even with good buttons.
I wasn't calling out anyone in the back or anything at all. They just start talking in my ear. But I'm just saying, EndingWalker, like Veggey said, has an abundance of potential. So I can't wait to see what this guy does in the future. Another question I got about Ed before we go back to Soundboi is, EndingWalker, how key is it to be on point with baiting things? Because I noticed that you do a lot of frame traps that result in trades, or generally bait things that people aren't biting. How key is that to his gameplay? Because I see in the corner with your delayed projectile frame traps and the trades. I think you try to bait out V-shifts and you punish them really well. So, I mean, talk me through the process regarding that.
The corner pressure stuff, being able to know when to like use the EX and when to fake it is pretty important. But in terms of like the frame traps, you can get away just doing like medium punch crouch phase all the time. But if you can get an idea for when they want to press and get that crush counter, you get a two mix-ups, which is kind of involves to 4, because you can get a cross-up projectile, or you can do a jab that goes in front or behind.
Okay.
So you get mix-ups from that in the corner, and the V gauge.
Huh.
But I think also knowing when people want a V reversal is important.
Okay, that's I like that. I like that because I do feel again. I think a lot of people, myself included, fall victim to this. Is we don't know when to V reversal or V shift Ed, and I think that just leads into us losing 300 damage and puts us in the corner. Then we got to deal with your projectile pressure. And it looks really good when you are doing it because we saw it numerous times against Soundboi before he decided to hold up. Sometimes. Sometimes that's all it is, man. So I was going to hold up, get out of here. That's what he did. But, right, Soundboi, I've got to ask you as well, because obviously you're primarily known for Cody. We spoke about you using other characters for, as said, 2 characters, one with pink hair, one with very long limbs and fire. Don't know if you still use them. But have you ever considered Luke trying him? Because I think after the infectious set you had in the CPT, I think you did a lot of thinking regarding that. So have you tried Luke at all?
Yeah. So I was very interested when Luke got announced because it just looks like my kind of character completely. I was playing him a lot. So I played him a little bit, and then obviously Infectious absolutely smacked me about, and I was like, damn, I gotta play this character. So I played him a bunch after that set. And I can't lie, like, I love everything about him. I would 100% play this character, except I've come to discover one thing about myself as a player.
Okay.
And it's that I can't DP, bro.
Do you know what? I don't know. Okay. Why can't you DP? Talk to me about the process, because I think a lot of people miss this in terms of anti-airs and just the motion in general. Is the motion intimidating, or doing it on the spot in like high pressure situations? What is it?
Definitely the idea that I'm so hard focused on trying to play, like my kind of playstyle as it is now, is I'm trying to play neutral, I'm trying to whiff punish, I'm trying to set up the spacing. So when someone jumps, I like the idea of just like sort of reactive smacking a button and I hit them out of the air, rather than having to go, oh, he's jumped, and then input the motion to then do it in the middle of all of that thought process. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like an extra layer I need to add that I'm just not quite ready for, I guess.
Okay. Now, is that because you've been... Hold on, before you ask that question.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that because you've been using a one-button anti-air because it's a normal attack for too long? Or you haven't actually sat down and said, you know what, I can do this, I just haven't found the time to do it in, like, you know, actual matches or tournament play? What is it?
Yeah, so my execution's always been my weakest part of me as a player, so I suppose that's part of it. But in the entirety of me playing fighting games, so that comes from, like, I was super casual in Street Fighter 4, and I was super casual in Season 1 for 5, but then obviously started getting a bit more serious when Cody came out. I've exclusively only played characters that have never had a DP. I've never really played seriously a character with a DP.
Interesting. All right.
So I've never had that extra layer of having to consider that, do you know what I mean?
Okay, that's interesting. Veggey, what did you want to ask?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that since you haven't really tried either, because what I spoke to some people who are DP mainers, like they main Dragon Punch characters with Shoryukens, and they said that it's just as much as for them. Now, this might not be correct for everyone, but this is their explanation of it, is that it's just as much muscle memory as just doing a button anti-air, and it's really just one more input. When you think about it, you go from whatever standing input you have, you go down heavy punch. They go from whatever standing input they have to down forward and back to that standing input and then medium punch, for instance. So they explain it that in the beginning it takes a lot more time than learning a normal anti-air, but when they have done it for a long time, it's a motion that just, oh, he's in the air, I'm doing this motion. And I think that if you wanted to commit to it, I think that'd probably be the same for you, because there's no reason why shouldn't you be able to do it. I think there's become this stigma around how hard it is or whatever to learn DP anti-airs, that people are thinking I can't do it. But if they can, I'm sure we can as well, if we then someday choose to play a character like that.
Or you can.
So, yeah. So yeah, we can. You can.
I'm sorry.
You can.
Yes.
I mean, Jammerz will say you can't, but
Yeah,
shook
I
his
will
head.
say
He
sure
shook
you
his head.
can't.
He
Like, that's it.
He shook
That's what I'll
his.
do.
He
But
shook his head.
do you know what? We got to hand this over to EndingWalker, because EndingWalker, you are technically the future of the FGC. So I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on Luke? And then what are your thoughts on motion characters in general? Because you did say you wanted to try them out, right?
I actually prefer the motion system to the input system, because I do think it kind of adds an extra element to your thought process. Because you're trying to think, if they jump, I have to do the DP input, which means before I input this file, well, maybe I should just wait a second. Whereas if you're playing someone like Ed, it's so easy just to, do something and just press the button anyway.
Okay.
And I think Luke's broken.
Damn,
Oh, right.
there it is.
Hold on. Why do you think Luke is unfair?
Well, he does ridiculous damage, his neutral's kind of broken, especially with how far his normals go. His, just way to bypass neutral as well. His anti-airs are really good, his fireballs are unreactable, his V-triggers just last forever. And one full screen EX fireball into V-trigger 1 does 300 damage.
Wow. I mean, I don't think he's missing anything else off that list. Listen, he's a very strong character. And I mean, right, let me ask you again. Would you like to see more characters like Luke in the future, or completely different characters from Luke? Because again, the developers are going to be making fighting games for you. Me, Veggey, and Olvaha, we're going to retire in the next 2 years or so, but maybe not. But I mean, is that a kind of character you look forward to in future games, EndingWalker?
I like the concept of Luke. I just think he hasn't been balanced very well.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he's going to be in Street Fighter 6, so he's going to be different. It's going to be an entirely different universal system.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We will see. Right. So, Olvaha, you got any questions for these guys before I hit them with a couple of universals?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask both EndingWalker and Soundboi. We can start with EndingWalker. How do you feel Ed is compared to the rest of the cast right now? Do you think he's mid-tier? Do you think he's low-tier? Do you think he's way better than most people think? So,
I think he's
feel free to answer.
in terms of matchup charts, I think he's 5-5 with most characters. So I think he's probably mid-high mid. Because he doesn't really lose that many matchups badly. He doesn't have many 6-4s.
He doesn't
So
have
I'm-
any 6-4s.
Many 6-4s.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? He doesn't have any 6-4s.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. Why do people not play this character?
I think
Sorry.
Luke definitely-
Continue with your answer. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm going to say mid-high, mid to high mid.
Okay.
Okay.
How about
Soundboi.
Soundboi?
Yeah, Soundboi. What about you and Cody?
Top 10.
Listen, I'm not even gonna. We spoke about this before. That I'm here to defend my
Well,
character.
I'm giving you the chance to defend your character.
He is very strong. Okay, I'll give you that straight up. He's a very strong character. I think this character has the majority of his matchups are winnable. He's got a lot of matchups that he does really well in 5.5, 6-4. But what's keeping him from being these top 5, potentially just outside top 10, right? Is that he loses so badly to Dalsim. It's so bad. I don't care what anyone says. That is a 7-3. It is awful, right?
2 maybe even.
It is genuinely a terrible matchup.
Nah, I've seen you literally throw everything in the kitchen sink, and you still have had no
And
success
the thing is,
in that.
you can speak to Mr. Crimson as well. You can speak to Broski, and they'll agree with me. It's a bad matchup for Cody. It's really bad. But I suppose as he's been released, he's gotten stronger and stronger. I think he occupies a position in high tier. He's a very good character. But as soon as you run into a Dalsim, you've got to pick another character. Unless you're me and you just try and force it and try and believe, and it never works.
Well, I mean, there's either, entering a tournament every week and bumping into Dalsim, or there's just not entering at all and keeping your brain intact. I don't know.
True.
I don't know. I know what makes
And
me smile
hairline.
at the end of the day. I don't know about you guys. But you know what? I got to hit Samuel with this question. Samuel, would you ever consider doing cooking streams? I think people would like to see that.
Oh, when I get some more recipes down, I'm still a beginner, but yeah, I mean, it's turned out well. Everyone seems to enjoy it that I cook for.
I mean, look, everyone on Twitch is watching Kitchen Nightmares. I don't want you to be a kitchen nightmare, but I want you to do some cooking streams.
Listen, just for you. Okay, I got you. All right, just for you.
Right, if you make money, you got to give me 60% of it. Nice and unreasonable.
All right, okay.
All right, there you go.
Remember the joke from earlier, though, Soundboi, so there are many ways to cook, just so you know.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay.
Cook it in the game, we cook it in the kitchen.
EndingWalker,
We cooking even the streaming gear.
Let me ask EndingWalker this quickly before I hit these guys with the universal question. Have you considered, streaming a bit more? I know you stream here and there, but if you consider streaming a bit more, or probably being more active within the FGC in general, or is it just something you're taking step by step and still having fun with the game?
I'm probably going to start streaming more again, but I'm pretty active in the FGC though.
Okay, cool. Well,
You'll see me in a lot of streams.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah.
Because again, if I say there's no Eds in the world and you're not on, then that's it. There's no Eds in the world.
Oh.
You're the only Ed I know.
Rascal have to carry the flag.
Right now, anyway. The other Eds I knew were Dominion and Infiltration. You're the only one I know. But I need to get a list of Ed players.
Don't forget Elk Money.
Don't forget Brills from Norway.
Marcel?
Who? Wait, who did Veggey say?
Wow.
I don't even know who Veggey said.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, right. There's an upcoming patch soon. Soundboi, what are you looking forward to? Is there something that you like, you want to go, I want them to change this, or I wouldn't mind if Cody loses this? Or are you just going to, go with the wind? What do you want to see in the next patch?
For the most part, I don't mind. When a patch comes out, I tend to just jump in the lab and just, try stuff and see what happens. If the trend keeps going as it's going, Cody's going to get buffed again. He get buffs every single patch.
Like Barrel.
If they were to nerf him, I really don't mind, because some people have told me some, I can't even lie to you, some absolutely awful ideas because I can't play Cody. So just stop suggesting them to me, okay?
What are some of these?
Make VT2 3 bars. You can just stop immediately.
Yeah,
You know what? I think they
Thank you.
spelt 4 wrong. 4 bars sounds like a nice.
Terrible idea. Terrible. Listen, if you are going to take anything away, I don't mind if you make EX on negative, -2. I don't mind. That's absolutely fine. Not a problem. I'd rather use EX Fireball. But I won't go into the nitty gritty, right? But there's a whole lot that happens when you make VT2 3 bars that just no one ever accounts for.
That you get more V timer.
Like what?
That you get more V timer. That's
You
a
will.
buff.
No, you will.
won't.
You will.
No,
They've done
it's
it.
a
You
buff.
get this V-trigger at 3 bars.
He's saying you're trying to
only-
protect us.
You should
No.
only activate it as a comeback anyway, because you lose Fireball in some matchups. That's like a godsend, and if you activate it, you lose it. So I'm protecting you from me. All right.
Wow, how noble! How
If they say-
noble!
Now listen. If they say VT2 should be 3 bars, they're not saying VT2 should be 3 bars and buffed. They're saying VT2 should be 3 bars as is. That is
Yeah,
what
no,
they're
but that's what they're saying. But this is where Soundboy's saying people don't make themselves clear, because what they've
Yes.
done in the past is when they made something 3 bars, they extend the timer or give them something else to compensate for 3 bars. This is why half of you are not developers for games. You don't use your head. Like, oh my
I mean,
word.
I realize that they have done
Welcome.
that, but that is not what they are asking. They're asking for this V-trigger at 2 bars to be 3 bars.
Yes.
That is the ask.
That's what they want with everyone. I want Colleen's V-trigger to be 4 bars. I want Cody's V-trigger to be 4 bars.
It should be.
Imagine
should
me with a
be.
big knife. Do you know what I mean?
Single pixel boys in the building.
Yes,
That
so
and I
you
want
and your
that.
80p camera. Well, sorry, say that again, Soundboy.
We also need Dalsum nerfs. That's it. Just
Yeah,
nerf
I-
Dalsum. Just
Big
remove
nerfs.
instant air yoga gale. You can just delete him from the game. I don't mind. Just remove Dalsum. That's fine.
Go on. All right. Nah, trust
Veggey
me.
liked this
If there's
post.
anyone behind Phenom and Veggey for Dalsim, it is definitely Soundboy. He's been at the
There's
end.
quite a
Art
few
Crusader?
actually. There's quite a few Crusaders at this point.
They're all over the world.
Crusader.
I definitely blame Veggey and Phenom for this. They started it, and they're definitely going to die on that hill if nothing changes. So, I gotta extend the question to EndingWalker. I mean, is there anything you're looking forward to in this next patch? Anything you want to be changed for Ed or universally? Talk to me.
I want Ed to have crouching medium punch into upper to work max range and crouching medium kick flicker to work max range.
Does that still not work?
No,
I told you this.
That's reasonable.
But that
That's
hasn't
reasonable.
worked since he came in the game.
no. Crouching medium kick upper used to whiff. You still can't whiff punish with Ed consistently.
So would you rather he whiff punish more consistently than give him anything else?
Yeah. Because it's annoying trying to have a whiff punish and then you do crouch medium punch upper and the upper just whiffs.
And then you just lose because of
Yeah.
something. Oh, don't worry. We've all been there. We've all done something. And something doesn't work and we just lose. And it's like, yeah,
Jammerz
this is
secretly smiling.
Of course I am. I'm always smiling
like,
about Ed.
"So
Just
you're
something not
losing?"
working regarding Ed. But also, you have to ask. You have to be reasonable and you have to be open ears regarding that. That's a fair change, though. As I don't want this to whiff when I
Yes.
hit my opponent. Then I think we've all been there. We press the button, counts into special, and it doesn't hit. And it's like, well, I've lost now because again with Street Fighter 5, it's not why did I get hit? It's why am I dead? That's it. You just do something, not your fault, and you lose. I see it all the time on streams and in tournaments. That's what happens there. But no, that was pretty interesting. I got to ask you guys one more question as well, or two more actually. I want to hear EndingWalker's opinions on this first. What do you think of V-shifts? Because you probably have one of the easiest answers to counter it, but I want to hear your opinion on V-shifts as a whole.
I think V-shift's like a really interesting mechanic. I think overall it's a really good addition because it does give you a lot of options on defense for certain things. Like you saw me use it versus Soundboi when he kept doing the same string into Zonk. I just V-shifted it and then he stopped doing it.
Okay.
But I think one of the things that they should probably change about it is if you get a successful trigger and you do V-shift break, it shouldn't have light recovery because, for example, Yurin's Aegis can literally punish V-shift break on block, and like Manat's V-trigger as well.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I think that's a bit unfair. You should be able to like sway it or use EX reversals still, but if you get punished when they block it, I think that's a bit like, you know, you spent half a bar of V-gauge to get punished.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from. I don't think that happens as often as other things regarding V-shift, but that's interesting. I'm kind of curious to see what they change about V-shift in general now. But Soundboi, what about you? What are your thoughts on V-shift? Because you were like using it like the back of your hand, or you know it like the back of your hand. So.
I think it's a great addition. I think it was one of the things that the game was lacking, was just like a way to use V-bar kind of to reset to neutral. Really, that's not. Well, obviously you've got V reverse, but V-shift's more like a wake-up option, I guess, or option to do in strings is a bit more. I don't know. It's. I just think it's a great addition to the game. I think the only thing I would like to change about it is I don't feel the cast really consistently have sort of universal punishes mid-screen. Yeah, because Cody's, funnily enough, Cody's one of them. It's if you V-shift a lot against Cody, there's like quite a bit of commitment for me to actually deal with it.
Yeah, like stun heavy kick.
All right, so let me ask you this then.
The punish is not that great. Yeah.
Let me ask you this then, because if someone V breaks you and you got V skill too, haven't you just beaten them?
Well, if they commit to the break, yeah, but if they don't, they just reset the neutral. It's why, like against like Dalsim, for example, it's frustrating because the actual commitment for me to call it out is kind of low reward, and it's not great. It's stand heavy kick. That's it. And if they don't break, they're back in neutral where he's gonna win now.
Interesting.
So I can't consistently call that out without V-trigger too.
Like characters like Sakura as well struggle to punish V-shift. Like you saw me trying to do meaty throw and catch me and kick, and that works versus like half the cast, but it doesn't work against Cody apparently. So I think
can't you do throw option select sweep against V-shift? Isn't that consistent?
Not as Ed usually. You can do flicker though.
Well, that's not a knockdown. That's just a.
No, that's why I didn't.
You want when you punish V-shift, you want to knock them down. That's what you want, or put them in a beneficial situation. If you can get flicker, that's nice. If you got V-trigger and CA, but like if you're not getting a knockdown, I think it's just very annoying to deal with. So I definitely get both your perspectives, which is pretty interesting. All right, one last question before we let you guys go. Soundboi, who do you want to see in the next Street Fighter game? Any character?
Oh, that's a good question. Obviously, I'd love to see Cody. He's like my favorite sort of Street Fighter character. Sort of tied with Rose. They're both my favorite characters, just aesthetically, and you know, they're just cool, really cool. I suppose it's like a sort of hidden, fun one. I can't lie, I really like Hakan. I think he's cool.
God.
Yes, another Hakan enjoyer. Let's
give me Hakan, man. He's cool.
He is.
Yeah, I'll write up an email tomorrow saying don't include this character. I'll make sure he doesn't come back. Oh my word, unbelievable! All right,
Hakan enjoyer.
Listen, can you just stay in your box and be quiet? Like,
am I behaving well?
You are behaving because you haven't opened your mouth, which is fantastic. EndingWalker, which character would you like to see in the next Street Fighter game if you could pick anyone?
Probably Alex. I think Alex is a cool character.
Wow.
Okay.
Alex.
Good choices.
Oh my god, you guys are appeasing to Olvaha tonight.
I think Alex is a really balanced character. And he's
with a new generation, you're gonna hold that.
Hold on. Hey, why do you think I'm a commentator, Sam? Why don't I gotta deal with this? I ain't gotta deal with this. This is fantastic. Why do you think Alex is a well-balanced character? Let me hear that from you.
He's got strong neutral. He's got overall like a good tool set, but he doesn't, just steal, games really consistently. Like if you get robbed by Alex, usually it's through a confirm or you did something risky. So even though the highlight reel is kind of the stereotype for Alex, I think overall Alex is actually a really well balanced character.
Interesting. I can't wait for this guy to get older because he's going to be so blunt when he's old. He's going to say, if you lose to this character, it's your fault. He's not saying it now. He's going to start saying, well, you suck. He's bad. Anyway.
Didn't he do like 250 on his commander or something?
230. I think one of them does 300 stun. No, the head crush does 300 stun.
It did more. It did more previously.
Yeah, fantastic.
Vegas Conga literally doing less than his regular throw.
Well.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Right.
He needs
30 EX commander. That's like a super.
Well, I mean, Mika does the same thing, but look where she is on the tier list. Or people's tier list, anyway.
She deserves it.
Right, I think that is just about out of time. I mean, I could talk to you guys to the end of time because it actually was a pleasure talking to the both of you and learning more about you. And thank God we know EndingWalker didn't come from the game
one last
people
question.
thought it was. That was great.
Sorry.
Right, Veggey, ask your question.
Okay, in the last round, Soundboi and EndingWalker, you had, to me, it looked like you had a conversation with the use of animations, taunts, dash backs, and dash forwards. Were you both annoyed and conversing with each other, or was it just random?
I think you dashed quite a lot.
So I'll just very quickly. The first 5 games were like a nightmare. I was getting not salty, but I was like, oh my, like I can't deal with this, man. And then he started doing this like forward dash, back dash, forward dash, like trying to like movement me. And I was like, okay.
You know what?
So then I started making the comebacks, right? And it got to 9-6 final round. I had that big lead, and I thought, I'm gonna bring this back. Forward dash, back dash, ding 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 ding. And that's
the full animation
for me. That's it.
You know what?
Wow, that was a conversation. That was a conversation.
I heard Schmovement, and I can't help but blame Mopolapo. It's his fault.
Listen, Mopolapo killed me with the Schmovement in the CPT. I'm only passing the buck now. Now Ender has to do it to somebody else.
Quit with the movement stuff, please. Like I don't want to keep hearing that word in my head.
Marvel, baby.
No, it isn't. Neutral. Anyway, right, gentlemen, we are just about out of time. I gave you a little bit more time because it's great to talk to you too. Right, gentlemen, we're going to put on screen your fight card so they can get your social media outlets. Make sure you follow these two gentlemen. They do have Twitter accounts, and you can see EndingWalker's Twitch there. You don't see Soundboi's because he hasn't started off his cooking business just yet. When he does, know that my picture with the wine glass will be there to introduce you to the kitchen streams. Anyway, gentlemen, have you got any last words to say to your loving fans? Soundboi, you first.
Just thank you so much for all the support. Loads of people requested that I come on, not knowing that I've been asked about a million times. And
Exactly.
Not been able to get on. But thank you so much for that. That was really, really humbling. I also just want to say, thank you to Ender for playing. Such a young talent as well. He's guy's an absolute prodigy, and I can't wait to see where he goes because I've been sort of following him since he started, and I think he's going to be fantastic when in the years to come. So, yeah. Just thank you for playing.
Fantastic. EndingWalker, what about you? Any final words for your fans out there?
Just a Soundboi, played really well. That's about it. Thank you for letting me, be on the stream.
Damn, you're not gonna call out any Dowson players, any Poison players at all? Not gonna call anyone out?
Nah.
He's being nice today. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Anyway, we all know there's one Dawson though. There is one.
He's calling out. No, don't worry. There's only one in his books. Don't worry. There's only one. Right, but yes, make sure you follow these two on Twitter and their social media outlets. And yes, please follow EndingWalker on his Twitch channel as well. He will be streaming more. So any questions you have regarding Ed, make sure you keep peppering him because the more you ask him, the more he's going to get on stream and have these answers ready for you and make you keep watching that fantastic Ed gameplay. All right, gentlemen, when you are ready, you can leave the Discord call so myself, Veggey Olvaha can close out the show. And I will drop you both a message thanking you once again later. And of course, congrats to Soundboi once again for winning the first attempt.
Thank you so much. Cheers, guys.
All right.
Yep, thank you. Yep.
Take care, you two.
Bye.
Well, that was a very interesting show. Again, what an adaptation from Soundboi, and was able to close it out. I mean,
also I gotta say that I love how Veggey has adapted from 144 to 720 and something between. Like his adaptations
I don't know. He goes from 720p, 144 static images, slideshows, 1920 Steamboat Willie graphics. We never got a consistent Veggey. That's why I couldn't take him seriously tonight. I just ignored all his opinions, everything he said.
You didn't ignore them though.
I did. Because
you normally do that.
You were saying like this, like, wow, Veggey's opinions, they're exceptional. I wish I could see him. He's in 144p, but I wish I could.
Oh wait, I'm in 144p on your stream.
No, I don't know why I checked my network. I don't know what's going on with the camera feed from the OBS Ninja. It doesn't want me.
Well, we'll find out anyway. But yeah, you know what? I would have liked the set to be a little bit closer, but again, I think it was just a classic example of, again, we have such a young talent, young prodigy on our hands. It's just him getting that experience, continuously playing and understanding just the psychological aspects and things, not in the game, outside the game. I think if he sticks in the community and he starts talking to more people and getting more advice, just to shape his game outside of it, his mentality will be like one of the best we have. Because again, he's already positive and likes that. So
I think the most impressive thing about him is that he's thinking at such a deep level. Like,
dude, it's crazy, right?
To his age, which is like crazy. Like when I was that age, I was like, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me?
So true.
Oh my god.
So true.
But
that
yeah.
age, we were playing World of Warcraft for a while.
You guys
I was.
You guys were probably
listening to...
Were you angrier or happier than you were now?
I was really happy.
Playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah, for sure. Like listening to, Soilwork or something, doing some BGs, man. Feels good.
And listening to like how are ya? All these
Oh yeah, I have the best
stuff.
Druid of the Claw impression in the world. Honestly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What is your Druid of the Claw impression?
Let me. Okay. The sleeper has awakened.
Muy bueno. Muy bueno.
Well, anyway, while these two reminisce on the good old World of Warcraft days, we'll continue to try and close out this show. Yes, if you have just missed it, the archives will be put up on the YouTube, of course. But once again, thank you to Soundboi and EndingWalker for coming on this show. And make sure you go and follow Capcom Fires on all the following social media outlets, which is your Twitter, your Twitch, and your YouTube as well. Do not forget, we might have the generic static image here for you as well. I think Street Fighter League is having one more week of regular season. It might be, I think it's one more regular week. But if you want to catch all the Street Fighter League season, they're splitting up the matches and they're putting all the content on there on the YouTube channel. So make sure you type in Capcom Fighters on YouTube and follow them there. But like I said, I implore you to follow Capcom Fighters on the Twitter account at Capcom Fighters as well. Do not forget, we'll plug it in once again as well. February 17th to February 20th is going to be the Capcom season final for the 2021-2022 season. There's going to be a no neutral 5v5 on February 17th, and throughout the 18th to the 20th there will be exhibition matches as well. All the players that won their respective tournaments on the CBT Online season, they will be involved in those exhibitions as well. Now, I believe that is it from us. We'll be back next week with another interesting episode. We're going to a region that we haven't actually featured on this show yet. And I've been trying to get some of these guys on for a while now, so they will be with us. And after that, we're going to try and keep the ball rolling as much as possible. But yes, Veggey, was it you last week or was it Olvaha last week?
It was me last week, and I'm 144p. But before Olvaha takes it, I just want to say...
No, it's actually Jammerz' turn because I was before you, Veggey.
Okay, so Veggey, you want to say something before I close it out?
I wanted to say to you, Jammerz, that, to you guys in the stream, because it's important to stay consistent, no matter how cringe it may be to other people. And to me, it's not. So I want to say that I'm your favorite Brit from Croydon Street and Dalsim. As I said, just listen to me. Busted. Am I right?
Couldn't quite hear you over that quality of your camera. Can you say that again, please?
I said... I'm your favorite Brit from Croydon Street, and Dalsim, very too strong. That's a very nice word to say.
Veggey,
very
Veggey, you gotta speak up if you want to be heard. I'm gonna leave all of you guys with that thought.
Well, anyway, we gotta love you and leave you for another episode of Sets here on a Monday night. I gotta sort out these two because we actually got some stuff to talk about. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, all viewers around the world, and we'll see you next week for another episode. Until then, take care. And watch out for flickers and zonks. See you next time.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Bye.